Hello, everyone. Welcome to our CyberPunk Red Part 2. We are so glad to be here. A couple quick announcements before we dig right in. First off, just want to thank Mike Pondsmith, of course, and our Telsorian Games. So excited to do this and continue on with our crazy adventure that we started back at GaryCon 12 with all of these fine folks. We'll do some introductions in just a quick second. First off, also want to say that we are using the official CyberPunk Red Sirenscape sound sets tonight. And that is what you're hearing in the background as the madness will start and continue for the rest of the evening. We'll go around the room real quick. Just say your name and the character you're playing. And then we will go from there. Let's start with John.
I'm John. I'm playing Too Tall.
Lucky? Luke?
Gygax, I'm playing Lucky Galante.
Beast?
Beast, I'm playing Paladin.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, I'm Matt Lillard. I'm playing Serial Killer.
Noura?
I am Noura Ibrahim. I'm playing Nox Aria.
And I am Jason Azevedo. I am playing Isolate. And of course, we have our game master for this evening, the creator of CyberPunk Red, Mike Pondsmith. Take it away, Mike.
Also known as your god. Okay, guys. I'm going to tune down the news a little bit. A little noise, a little less action. The gunfire hasn't started yet where you guys are, but let's have a quick recap for those of us who came in late or were really drunk when we ended the last game. And I'm looking at you, serial killer. Okay, so you had been hired to go investigate something by your mainline fixer, a guy named Turbo. Turbo told you about a really great opportunity, something that doesn't show up very often in the Cyberpunk Red future. For those of you who are kind of new to our story, an important part to remember is that within the last 10 years, there was a big war between major corporations. It leveled a lot of stuff. It wrecked a whole lot of stuff. And it also made it really difficult to get new stuff. So while the world is not total road warrior by any means, getting new stuff or getting good stuff is something that is rather difficult to do. So there's an awful lot of people scavenging, finding things. And during the war, luckily enough, there was a lot of hardware that was left out, and there was a lot of hardware that was abandoned. One of the things that was abandoned was a supersized cargo ship. By the way, I'll have to tune the noise down a little bit. Music. Thank you. Okay, so this cargo ship, this cargo is the size of a aircraft carrier, literally. It is one of 6 that were made. It's the 4 closest groups, sister groups of those, were all named after various queens, Queen Christina, Queen Catherine, and in this particular case, a near Queen, Anne Boleyn. The Anne Boleyn is, as we said, enormous. And being a container ship, it has literally thousands and thousands of basically 10 by 15 containers, cargoes of containers. You know, you drive by on a freeway and you see those trucks going by and they got that big metal box on the back. I think a couple 100,000 of those piled up. That's what's happening here. This is a real find. It's a treasure ship. And it has been floating around unmanned as far as anyone can tell for the last 10 years, which means that much of what's on board probably was loaded as cargo long before the war started. Probably got a lot of value in there. Turbo wants it. Turbo knows that he can make a killing. In turn, John's character, Too Tall, is a nomad. And in this world, nomads deal with getting stuff from A to B. They are, in many ways, the people who fill in the gaps of transit, of transportation, of supply and demand, working through a network of fixers who basically set up the markets and what are also kind of known as night markets, flash markets, think of it that way, where suddenly, bam, you'll open up a cargo container and there'll be 10,000 weapons. You'll throw up the market. People come down when they get the word on their phones. It happens. It ends before anybody can come in and crash the party with big hardware. So they both stand to gain a whole heck of a lot out of this. And we last left this happy crew. They had gotten on board Lucky's really nice AV4. Now, an AV4, for those of you who are not familiar with the idea, think a really big minivan, relatively heavily armored, mounted with a big honking jet engine, 4 pedestal thrusters, can move about 300 miles an hour, can fly a fairly long way. You can drop it down in a parking lot. It's a really good urban assault vehicle. The downside is, of course, when it's not powered, it has all the flying capability of a damn brick. Gone. So they are streaking out over the black Pacific Ocean, darkness around them, inky. They've seen things down in the water that have left phosphorescent trails and then ominously disappeared. And eventually they do see the phosphorescent trail left behind an enormous cargo ship, their target. And then it gets interesting. As they attempt to zip in really quick, they find that they have gotten tracked by some missiles. They've gotten tracked by some enemies. They've also discovered that they're probably not alone on board this enormous cargo ship, because there is a launch that is being towed on one side, the port side, and another launch that is tangled in the pilot's ladder that goes up the side of the ship, which looks like it was sunk. And if it wasn't sunk before, it's sunk now because, unfortunately, the pilot was unable to dodge it in the dark. It tangled, and the number 2 left side engine swallowed the ladder, which really messed things up. Our pilot heroically managed to bring it up, bring it on top in an almost vertical moment, and crash land it way up on the top of one of the cargo containers. They are about 4 to 5 stories in the air, effectively on a big metal group of containers. As far as the eye can see, way in the distance, they see what's called the accommodation, or the bridge, as it were, which juts up above all this. They can see some lights, but the lights are kind of dialed down and ominously red. And they hear voices, they hear communication. And Noura, your character again, tell them a little bit about your character real quick.
My character, Knox, is a rocker boy. Not super well known yet, but kind of well known in her circles, in her neighborhood. And she just had a single come out that was blasted on the radios.
So she jammed out all of their radios by running her latest hit and overriding it. So at this point, that went for a little bit, and then it stopped. It was silent again, except for the wind. The party decided to get away from the burning ab gas of their AV4 and find out what exactly they were into. So people broke up a bit. It turns out that Too Tall traveled down and eventually was able to get across one of the many, many containers, and he saw a guy down there with weapons, and he jumped him. And when we last left, he had just driven a knife into the guy. they were kind of hoping maybe they could, actually, I don't know, interrogate him, but what the heck? Okay. Nah, it's a cyberpunk. So we left him at the bottom, hearing around him a scuttling noise. And that's about it, except for the wind. Lucky, once again, doesn't live up to its name. He went down another group of crates. He's climbing down instead of jumping because he's no superhero. And he is about 3/4 of the way down, which would put him about, 100 feet up. And suddenly, dozens of bright red LEDs light up. He looks over, and across the way, coming between the next bank of cargo containers, he sees lots and lots of LED eyes, all targeting on him. And that's when the scuttling gets louder, and they start rushing towards him, and he realizes they kind of look like flat metal crabs with buzzsaws in the carapace. And that's where we left things. So, interested in screaming or doing anything useful, Lucky? Other than being muted.
If I'm not on the deck, then I would like to climb back up.
Okay, well, you've got about 2 stories to climb, and these things are not on the deck. They're coming around the cargo containers.
Oh no! So they're like climbing on the sides of this thing.
Yeah, they're kind of crabbing their way towards you.
All right. Well, then I need to. If I'm doing like, rappelling down or whatever, I'm just
You were
gonna.
climbing. You remember there were ladders on the side?
Oh, that's right. There were ladders. Okay.
You were going down the ladders on the sides of the cargo containers.
I'm gonna put my hands and feet on the side of this ladder, and I'm just gonna try to slow my descent a little bit. But
Okay.
I'm willing to accept a little damage for speed because I want to get down fast.
Faster
Get
than
well away
them.
from these guys. I cannot fight these things. And I will yell on the way down. So I will do both something effective and yell.
Okay. So you were sliding down, and you see them leaping across to where your ladder is. Some of them are clinging on. Some of them are starting to reorient. You can see the halo of red LED lights, small lasers, scanning where you were until they begin to look down, and you hear more scuttling. Okay, it's not a good place to be.
This sounds bad. Yeah, this is not good.
This does sound bad. Meanwhile, let's see. I'm going to just kind of work my way around right now, and we haven't heard a whole heck of a lot out of Paladin. Paladin, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm on top of a container with serial killer behind me and Isolate peeking over the edge of the container.
Okay. Isolate, also known as Red Shirt, although he hates that. You guys are peering over. Meanwhile, just out of curiosity, Knox, did you stay with your new boyfriend, serial killer? Or
Whoa. We didn't establish boyfriend. I said one date.
One date.
One date after
I've been
this.
telling people about that line for the last week. That was well delivered. You two, I don't know. People are now like shipping you.
I mean, but to answer your question, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm staying close by.
Okay, so we basically have you, Serial, Paladin, and Isolate all together, basically near the AV and moving your way across the tops of the containers. Between the containers themselves, there's a gap of about 3 to 4 feet. And if you look down, you can see they're bolted in racks. And there's groups of racks going all the way aft and forward of the ship. That's a good picture. We have a top picture, I believe, of this as well. So we're gonna see if we can post that. Okay, so you guys are moving from, if you were to look at that, you crash landed about between the furthest to the right group of containers in that hold, and you are now working your way aft to the back. For you non-nautically inclined people, you're working your way backwards. You see that there is gaps. Okay.
I do prefer the term unplanned landing.
Unplanned landing. Okay. You walked away from it. It's a good landing, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So, and you're down actually, as a matter of fact, Lucky, you are between the first group and the second group. That's where you start to climb down. And actually, Too Tall went down a little bit before that area, because that's where he saw the guy moving between the railings. Okay? So, you guys are sitting there and you hear way in the not distance, kind of faintly above the howling of the wind, you hear scuttling and you hear struggling and something happening underneath. There's a thump. There's no gunfire yet. So turn around. Paladin, what are you doing?
Where is Too Tall?
You can't see him. He went ahead of you. He will be approximately 1, 2, 3, 4 different ranks, shall we call them, of cargo containers ahead of you.
Okay, so I got isolate poked over an edge of a cargo container, serial killers behind me.
Uh-huh.
How far am I to the edge of a cargo container?
About another 6 feet, and you can be over the edge of a cargo container.
Okay, I'm going to go forward 6 feet and look down. Do I see anything below me?
That's interesting. Yes, you do. You see
What do I
something
see?
down below? It looks like a human form.
Is it anyone on my team?
Not that you can see.
Awesome, they're getting a couple rounds in the top of their skull.
Okay, you start to put a couple rounds. Are you going to just open up?
Yeah.
They're lying there. But you go for it. Okay. The body jerks, and you realize the head just falls off.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Now, you can put a few rounds in somebody, and you won't rip their head off. That's not normal. Moving around the table. Serial, what are you doing?
I'm going to, last we met, I was already into the system, and I bounced around to the
Yeah.
other side to figure out the fact that there was an Anne Boleyn, and there was a whole theme of English royalty, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You picked up a whole theme on the idea of English royalty. You also realize that those are 3 different, shall we call them net runners, that are going under English royalty. One appears to be Anne Boleyn, the other is Catherine of Aragorn, and then the third one probably is a handmaiden. You know, you're not a history buff. But the point is, there is a theme, and there's at least 3 net runners operating on this ship. And they appear to be tightly wound together. Like, you know, they talk to each other all the time.
Right. So it's 3 against
And
1.
as you're doing that, you realize that you are also being observed. Something's watching you. Now, you have a couple possibilities. You can try to look through the network. You can try to use some of your abilities to find out where things will be. And that might be a useful thing. Kind of, you know, how much trouble am I actually in right now?
Okay.
You remember that you have special abilities, which would be easier to actually talk about if you would have known my stuff would be up here. And one of them is that you can do things while you're interfaced into the net. So,
Yes.
got anything in mind that you want to do? Remember we talked about what your abilities were overall?
Yes. I do
Okay.
remember that.
So are you essentially going to be trying to drop into the net and find out what's watching you?
Yes.
Okay.
What does that sound? Is that me? Am I about to blow up?
Actually, it's kind of perfect because while you're doing that, you're essentially doing scan. While you're doing scan, one of the multiple abilities you have, you realize that the architecture of this place is rather complex. And there is something watching you that is run by one netrunner, but controlled by another netrunner.
Okay.
Quick thought about architecture. Architecture in Red is much simpler than it was in 2020 because back pre-war, we had the net, apps, consensual reality, and all that. That got blown away during the war. So things are now much more limited, locked down, and are what's called air gapped. So you don't go flying across the net, you have to go there. But what it also means is that the nets you break into, the systems you break into, have an architecture that you travel through and down. So the best way to think of it is it's kind of like a skyscraper that you start at the top floor and go down.
Right.
And you find things, or an elevator. What you kind of realize is you're feeling your way around, and at some point you realize that the elevator splits into 3 parts. And you know there's software running, but you haven't figured out how to crack it yet. So you're busy doing that. You are not, however, unable to do anything. Unlike the old days, you actually are wearing goggles that allow you to be both in real space and net space. So you're aware of your environment. But you also realize this is taking a lot of concentration. And something is wrong about what you're sensing.
Okay. Can I make like what in D&D would be a perception check?
Yep.
How many 10s?
Okay. So what you do is you have perception according to your character sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that. You're going to go roll 1d10 and enter your int. And then you're going to give me the total.
Okay.
Always
one-
stat, skill, and a die roll.
Okay. 11.
Okay. Now, you know something's wrong. You just don't know what's wrong.
Okay.
It's like a network you haven't ever seen before. Bugs you.
So can I unleash an attack? I mean, do I need to see what it is? Do I have to figure out what it is before I attack?
You need to go further down into the network to find out where there is something to attack. Right now, you're kind of on the first floor of the elevator, standing there, looking at where the lobby should be. And
Okay.
there's nothing around you that you can get to at this point. But if you were to walk into the lobby of a building and a building's security desk was like on the ceiling,
Right.
that kind of is not right.
Okay. So I'll
And it's
keep searching.
more than anything.
Okay. So I'll keep searching.
Okay, so you're going to move down through the next level. I'll pick that up in a few minutes, and I will tell you what you walk into while you're doing that. Meanwhile, Knox, your music stopped. You're sitting there, you're listening,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to have the music cut out for just a second. Thank you. You hear music, and it's kind of like a sea shanty almost. And it's echoing in different places around. It's coming from the same channels, and you know that it's being broadcast to the speakers that you just overran. But it's garbled, kind of a and starts speeding up, slowing down. It's like somebody's trying to get a tape running or something. Some kind of really old sea shanty. And it's kind of had that yo ho da 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 feeling going on. And other than that, and the howling of the wind and the thrum of the engines. There's nothing else.
I hear this coming from, like, maybe somebody's personal radio that I might be able to, I don't know, shoot at them?
No, you hear when you pulled your trick. It was a very nice trick, by the way. When you pulled that, you got more than just local. Some guy was listening to you on the radio. What you got was there are speakers all over this ship, and they all picked up on your tune. So for a few moments there, the entire mile-long ship was rocking to your beat. And then after about 6 bars, it cut out. But for that limited time, you heard it everywhere across the ship.
Well, crap. Okay. And then I released a tear gas grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear anybody, like, tearing up, coughing, running?
Did you drop it down one of the holes or anything like that?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Not towards where Too Tall was, but like.
Okay. Did you drop it down where Paladin was? Paladin's a little forward of you. Okay. So you kind of dropped it off the side somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. You see tear gas well up, but nothing actually seriously comes up.
Okay.
You know, the tear gas swelling. Just as an FYI, Too Tall, you do suddenly smell tear gas in the air coming a bit forward of where you are in your position.
No crap.
Okay. And Lucky, you smelled it a lot more. You're like, okay, I'm climbing down into tear gas. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's smoky everywhere. I'd thrown a couple smoke grenades down too to screen my movement.
Okay, so yeah, at this point, you see way ahead of you, 4 or 5 cargo containers ahead, you see really thick smoke come boiling up from between the cargo containers.
Okay. So
Okay.
if I remember right, my compatriots are the left of me. I came down on the right side of the cargo.
Yeah, but you're a little bit far further because you have to go down, and there's not really enough room for a person to climb down those without like really being squished.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go down there, you see there's enough room to get there to inspect, but it's there mostly to inspect the big locks that hold these things in place.
Yep. Well, I think I need to, because I imagine I see some red glowing eyes somewhere around me.
When you dropped your smoke grenade, the smoke boiled up around you, and you were hidden, and the lights kind of peer through the smoke and scanning, but it's obvious they don't exactly see you. They have a general sense of, like you went down that way or whatever. And you hear the scuttling stop for a moment, but the lights don't stop sweeping through the smog that you've thrown up.
I will try to move more stealthily and try to find a break in the cargo cargo containers to the left.
Okay.
Quietly try to make my way over there in case they're looking for noise and that sort of thing. Hopefully the smoke will help limit their other sensory abilities.
Could be fun. Okay then. Meanwhile, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Isolate. What are you doing? You're with your mentor, as it were.
Yep.
And the rest of the party. You see serial killer stop for a moment. You can't see him close his eyes because he's wearing the virtual goggles, but he basically concentrates for a moment, and he gets this kind of slightly. Would you say you look confused, or do you look more irritated about this serial? Or are you
definitely irritated? Like this thing should not be besting me. Very few things in the world best me. So
Right.
a momentary irritation.
Okay, so you see Serial's in there, and he's obviously trying to get through something, and he's not happy about what he's getting. Not at all.
Right.
So,
And in remembering actually from last session, I actually did shoot a couple rounds, I think, down through the containers at something that was passing. I took like a chance shot, and I wasn't sure if I had hit anything.
you didn't hit anything.
Okay.
Okay. If I recall right, you shot because you heard noise like
Yeah.
a skunk.
That's right. That's right. So I'm still at the edge of the container.
Yeah.
Is Paladin beside me looking down the same spot that I am?
I would assume so.
Okay.
You guys are kind of peering over, and then Serial Killer and Nox are kind of behind you,
Yep.
protecting.
Okay. So, I mean, assuming that serial killer needs time to figure out whatever he's figuring out, I want to continue to scan the below and across. And if Paladin is, well, first I say, Paladin, do you want me to cover below or across?
Well, Paladin, what do you want him to do?
Not hearing you, buddy. You think you're muted.
Yeah, Paladin.
You cover below.
Okay.
I'll cover across.
So I continue to scan down the gap between the storage containers.
Because we need to make it to the bridge,
Yes.
the superstructure.
Yes.
Yep.
At what point do we cross?
We're gonna cross right here, and if serial killer needs help, we're gonna throw his little ass across.
Got those.
Do we
last ones.
do we
Here.
cross? Do we cross now?
Crap.
Yes.
Okay. What's the gap size, Mike?
Okay. Let's take a quick look again. Actually, throw up the other picture I sent, the one that shows the 3/4 view. Okay, so that should give you kind of a idea. Those windows in that area are basically man size. So you're talking the gaps are at least 6 to 8 feet. There's enough for people to move between, but it's only when you get to the areas where the holds are
Yeah.
that you can actually move easily or more easily. The other ones are just like enough room for one guy to go down and
Yeah.
make sure that nothing shifted and to check on the really big locks that hold these things together.
How confident am I that I could jump it?
Am I accurate here, John?
Very.
Close enough. Okay.
How confident am I to jump it, Mike?
I'm going to make it a simple task. Don't screw up. You're going to use your dexterity. Okay,
Yep.
so it'll be dex. Okay. You'll use athletics. And you'll roll 1d10.
Okay.
And I'm going to set the difficulty for this at about 15.
Sounds good.
It's not insane. Don't screw up.
That's 14, 15, 16.
You just make it. As you hit, you're kind of like for once, you're not going to be able to do anything other than just like, oh my God, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're now on the next bunch of container modules.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Remember, these things are really huge metal boxes, and so when you hit, it's not quiet. It's boom. Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
Whack.
As soon as I hit and I can kind of stabilize myself, I want to cover down the gap, facing my team down the gap, waiting for them to come over, assuming
Right.
Paladin is covering over my back like he said he would.
Yeah, Paladin just fired down into that gap
Yeah.
and shot somebody.
Yeah.
And from what you saw was blam, 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 blam. And then whoever it was slumped over and his head fell off.
Yeah, not cool. Do I have any idea what kind of what that might be?
A body?
Okay, so but you said it was unnatural the way it flopped off, right?
Yeah. It flopped off like it had been cut off cleanly.
Strange. Okay, I'm gonna continue scanning.
Yeah.
What's
basically,
the,
You figure a monokatana might have done it. You could do with that. You wouldn't have gotten that from gunfire.
Okay.
Gunfire, if you cut somebody's head off with gunfire, it's a ragged, kind of torn up thing.
Yeah.
This is very clean.
Weird. Okay.
Okay.
What's the athletics difficulty to assist serial killer to get over the gap?
Serial killer should be able to get over the gap himself, but yeah. I'll tell you what, if you help him, then I will give the entire task a bonus of +5 to whatever serial killer is doing, which means he'll take his athletics, he'll take his dexterity, he'll put the two together and make a D10 roll and add another 5 as you help him over.
Okay, I'll help him.
Okay, so let's make a shot at that. Serial, just for the heck of it. Paladin kind of shakes on your shoulder, points, gestures like he wants you to jump over the gap.
Okay.
Okay.
10 plus 5 plus 15 plus my roll is.
Don't roll 1.
No, I didn't. It's 18 is my total.
Okay, fine. You jump over, land. You look good doing it.
I don't want his help. I don't want his help. He goes to grab me, and I like shrug him off, and I go diving across myself, Mike.
Yeah, okay, with 18, you're able to not only do the jump, you're able to like actually do a roll out, and you look good.
Yeah, it's good. I would have got a 13 though, because I shrug off his +5, but I
Well,
still.
you got a 13. Yeah, that's more problematic because as you learned from looking at Isolate needed a 15 and you got a 13 and you shrugged him off, which means
But I grab Isolate's hand on the other side. I reach up and I grab his arm.
let's see whether you even get close. This ought to be interesting. Oh crap. Okay, so Serial, you tumble down literally to come into a 4-story building.
Oh,
Not good. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to try to grab on as you go down because there are ladders going down there.
And can I reach out to try and catch him when I see it's going
You're
bad?
on the other side of the 6-foot gap.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, not really happening. Think of it as he made his choice. Okay, so Serial.
Yeah.
This is going to be again. You're going to take your dexterity, your athletics, and dice roll.
I just want you to know, like, I built a character that wasn't particularly athletic.
And that's why he was helping you.
Yes. He's
Pride goeth before a fall.
All right, what do I want to be?
Oh Lord, you're trying to catch. You're falling down there. It's a difficult task. You're going to have to get a 16 at least.
Okay, not a problem, Mike. Not a problem. I roll a 1.
Shit. Oh crap. Okay, roll again and subtract whatever you roll from the 1.
Roll again and subtract whatever I got from the 1.
Yeah, you got. Okay, what was your total?
11.
11.
Yeah, I have a 10, base 10, and I rolled a 1.
Okay, so you had 11. So now what I want you to do is roll 1d10 again, and let's find out how badly you fumble.
I want you to know as I'm going down, I curse your name. You never should have touched me.
Would you like me to help you? Would you like me to help you spell it?
No, 2. I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Okay, so you are totally fucked. Okay, you crap. If you had a 6 to 8, you would have been fucked. You would have landed on your head. Instead, you managed to grab the ladder as you're falling. You wrench your arm out of its socket. Even it's the left, odd it's the right. Even so, your left arm is yanked out of its socket and will not be useful at all. And you basically bounce off and tumble down and land on a body. You now have essentially the equivalent of a dislocated shoulder.
Okay, not a problem. I regret
Not a problem. Yeah, okay. So you now, and on top of it, you now landed on top of this dead body. So you're now lying on top of what looks like a guy. He looks like he's wearing a corporate uniform of some sort. And he is cleanly headless.
Copy that.
Okay, so you're lying there kind of like, oh, son of a, oh. What are you looking? Well, no, you're not looking at anything. Okay.
So he's obviously a normal corpse, right? I mean.
Yeah, he's a normal corpse that a few moments ago Paladin put some rounds into. But there's not a lot of blood because this guy was obviously dead even before Paladins dropped slugs on it.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, good. Okay.
You were lucky. You had something soft to land on.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay.
I still pull my. I just so you know, I have a very heavy pistol, and I'm pretty useless with it. But I pull it out anyways. If I'm going down, I'm going down shooting.
You may think about that, but you're not doing it right now. You're going, oh shit, and holding your arm. Okay, that's what you finished your round doing, was saving your life, your miserable life.
Mike, seeing him tumble, can I get on the radio and say, "Oh, Lucky, I believe we're going to need you," and start to climb down?
Okay, so you're climbing down.
Yeah.
Which leads us back to Lucky. Lucky, you get down below the smoke grenades. You work through it and all that, and something drops down as you hit the deck, drops down next to you. Okay. First, I'll
like
let you
with a metallic click or with a meaty thud. Okay.
It's a click. Kind of like, actually, it's a scuttle click. As though something landed and was getting its little crabby feet underneath it.
Right. Yes. Getting its little crabby bearing.
Okay. It got smart. It said, hey, you must be down there somewhere. Bob, I'll go ahead.
All right. So I suspect the best thing for me to do is blast it with my assault rifle.
Okay. So you open up on the assault rifle. Okay. It's not very far from you. And make a roll. Basically beat 12. Pretty easy.
All right, so I did pretty well. So that'd be a 15 plus 7, like 20, like 23 or something like that. I think.
Okay, so you empty. I'm assuming you shoot basically 10 rounds out of there on it.
Oh yeah,
not holding it down.
Yep.
So check 10 off, and then basically it shatters and breaks up, and it's not doing anything this turn. You took it apart. Whatever.
If I have any movement, I'm getting the heck out of dodge.
Okay, which way are you going? Are you going? Where you are?
I'm gonna go towards. My general intent is to go towards the main structure, the
accommodation,
and cut to the left whenever I have the opportunity.
Okay, so you're running up there, footsteps echoing through.
Did he hear my radio call out, Mike?
You were a little busy.
Okay.
You know, about the time when he was calling you out, taka 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 taka. You're hosing this thing, and behind you hear thuds as some of these others hit the ground.
Yeah, it's really time for me to go. It's time for me to go. Yeah.
Hasta la vista. Okay, so heading around the table again. We're back to Too Tall. Too Tall.
Yes.
Okay, so you had basically knifed this guy. You heard scuttling. And then you hear first automatic weapons fire coming from let's see. If you're facing, are you facing forward or aft?
I'm facing aft towards where the...
Yeah, all that area. Okay, so you hear to your left, you hear basically machine gun fire. And then you hear a little further on your right, machine gun fire. They're both happening sort of between the different racks of the cargo ship. You know how everything's kind of held in big racks between the holds? So you know somebody's down in the bigger areas moving around, and they just open fire. You also see over your head, you hear it, but it looks like it's busy, as over your head you see flattened metal shapes that are probably drones, and there's about 20 of them, and they're clambering and jumping over the cargo containers to be port. So it's hauling. These things are like hauling towards where you heard the second bunch of machine gun fire.
Now, is the machine gun fire above me or at the same level?
Same level. Followed by hysterical screaming. Ah! No, I don't think Gary's actually hysterically screaming.
All right, so I'm going to work my way outboard. I'm going to work my way down to where the container is. I'm going to roll around, pull out my pistol, take a look, see what I got.
Okay. You see basically, you would see Lucky. He is down, basically kind of crouched. He's got a smoking, full-on assault rifle. And at his feet, there is a not large, about, I'd say the size of a dinner plate. Hang on a second. It's time to feed my dog. That's another story. Hopefully my wife will do that, or my dog will hold her for hostage. Okay, so you see he's firing, and there's this thing about the size of a dinner plate with a lot of legs, almost like a millipede. And it's obviously been torn apart by multiple fire. And it's got in the flattened dinner plate in the middle between the two plates, there's a spinning saw blade, which is just kind of, dying down, as it were. And he's like, just open up on it. Okay. You also hear scuttling, and you see a bunch of, out of the muck of the smoke grenade he dropped, you see red LEDs scanning and looking around. And remember the group that went over your head, you see them basically reaching the same general area, as though they've come to reinforce the group that's going down his container.
I look around to see if there's any accesses to go inside the ship.
You are Nomad. Let's see. I want you to make a general knowledge check, okay? So what that's going to be is you're going to be looking at, basically the things you know as a nomad. And that would include basically your general education of what you know, kind of your, what's going on. So let's find out something here. You're going to take that, whatever you've got, it's an intellect, okay? And you're going to add that to your int, and then you're going to make a roll, okay?
Gotcha. So I've got, let's see, 5 and 3 plus 7. 5, 3, 8, 15.
15. Oh, yeah, no problem. You know that about 4 cargo containers ahead, there should be an access way that goes down to one of the holds. That all these racks, they go down to holds, and there are hatches, so that if water hits the ship, it doesn't just pour in past containers and flood it. So you have basically containers inside, and then you have a hatch, and then you have more containers.
All right. I'm going to break out into a sprint. I'm going to run directly towards Lucky.
Okay.
And as I'm going by, I'm going to grab him by the shoulder and goes, "We got to move now."
Okay. So you're charging, and there's, basically rattling, accelerating. Rattle accelerates, and you're charging. Okay. So Lucky, you and Too Tall are now running for your lives. And meanwhile, Isolate, you shot, you didn't fall. Okay, so you hear a lot of noise once you heard all the machine gun fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Serial killer is nowhere immediately to be seen, because you're looking down literally like 3 to 4 stories worth of just darkness.
Yeah, I'm going to start climbing down for him.
Okay.
Immediately.
So he's coming down. That means let's start around again. Beast.
Yo.
Paladin. Paladin, what are you doing?
Is the ladder a continuous ladder?
What happens is the ladder goes down, and then it goes to the next cargo container. You transfer over to that ladder. Each cargo container has a ladder that covers the length of the back end of it.
All right, what would be my athletics check to basically parkour down the containers to get the serial killer the fastest?
I I think you could probably do it at about a 17.
17. All right, let's do it.
Climbing it down would not be that hard, but 17, it's a little tougher.
I'm also gonna want to head down there.
Yeah.
Okay. 8 plus 2 plus. I got a 17, Mike.
Okay, so you just are sliding down. You will not be able to do anything other than land when you hit, but you get to the bottom. Don't break your ankle. You're down with Serial Killer. Speaking of that, Serial Killer.
What's up, Sunshine?
Serial Killer, your arm.
I'll pick the guy's head up and show it. I'll show it to Beast. Not Beast. What are you? Your
Paladin.
Paladin.
I'll show the head to Paladin and be like, "This is the problem."
I already
Paladin.
shot that guy.
Paladin, this really bothers you because he holds up a cleanly cut away head like it was done with a monokatana or a guillotine or something.
You've never shot somebody before. This is what happened. Look at the clean line. I'll throw the head.
At him?
No, I'll throw it back over. We have cooked.
Toss. Thud. Okay, so he's down there and climbing down probably a little slower because he doesn't want to break anything. Nox is following?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike,
So,
I'll have
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my arm's falling out. I was like, it's fine. I almost had it. He tripped me.
No. I'm gonna try to like pop his shoulder back.
Oh,
that might be fun. You know, this is where Lucky's like on the other side of the ship and 4 ahead of you, so that's who you need. But
I got first aid.
Like a first aid? I can do like a first aid check.
Yes,
I got first aid.
check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So Noura, go for it. First
So
aid.
it's first aid and tech and the
Technique,
D10.
yep.
Okay.
ah,
I rolled a 17.
yes.
Whoa. Okay. So it's like heavy rolfing.
Yeah, I give him my like a wallet to bite down on, and I just pop his shoulder.
Okay. You're not going to be
You were in
using.
love with me.
You're not going to be using that arm for anything, but it's no longer screamingly in pain. You know that you probably want to take a belt or something and sling it.
Okay.
I will wait till she's not watching, and then I will sling it.
You're,
Hey,
Do you
gonna-
have something to sling?
you're just holding your arm right now? Is that what's going on here?
Like, I'm trying to act like it's fine, Mike. I'm like,
No. I
It is-
take off
I've
my
got
hoodie
this.
that I was wearing, and I use the hoodie to.
Babe, I've
sling
got
his arm.
this. I hold my Cosmo.
And I'm like,
oh,
sure.
and I'll whisper in her ear, I knew you liked me. You wouldn't give me your hoodie if you didn't like me.
This does not count as our first date. And I like tie the sling.
Oh yes,
No, it was
this ought to be
So-
just fun. Okay, so serial killer, you're down there with a beheaded body, and you know you've seen stuff before, Nox. So you're kind of going. You step down, and see a guy without a head. You see Paladin scanning the area. Above you, you see Isolate looking down to make sure that nothing's coming to get you, and you hear kind of scuttling from basically the port side. So it's like kind of be your leftish. Facing the back end of the ship would be your right. And you hear scuttling, a lot of it.
that doesn't sound good.
It's
No.
not.
No.
It's a bad thing.
We need to get to the bridge.
Run? Yeah.
So Mike,
Run?
Sorry, Nora. Go ahead.
Okay, so you guys now, the way you can do this is if we can once again get our cargo, let's get our color cargo ship up for a moment. Yeah, actually, our other cargo ship will work better. Go back to our top-down view. Okay, so basically where you are right now is there's one group of cargo containers in the front. There's 2 or more. There's actually more. This ship I model, I couldn't get any bigger. But you basically are at the junction, T intersection between the first group and the next group, and then there's another 2 that are there as well. This is a big one. So you're at that junction right now, and you're literally in a space where you can run. You know, it's basically where people would go to, you know, check on things, make sure everything is together, make sure the locks are down, that there's no flooding, and you're hauling. Okay. As you are running, you hear the scuttling increase, and meanwhile, just ahead of you, you see Too Tall. Well, you think it's probably Too Tall. He looks too tall, and he's opening a hatch in the floor. It's a kind of some kind of access manhole.
We could go there.
That's a good idea.
Good.
Why don't
Let's go.
Okay. So you guys are all running to there. So we're going to leave things at that point with the following. Paladin and Serial Killer are moving forward. Nox has given up her hoodie, and I know that was a real sacrifice. And she's taking up the rear, I assume. And then Isolate, are you coming down to join the rest of the group, or are you going to stay up there and try to top cover?
Yeah, Mike, do we have radios or anything? Like, are we able to hear each other?
Yes, you have radios.
Yeah. So
Isolate was coming down.
Yeah, I started climbing, but I know the other guys, when I saw them climbing, I kind of stayed just to make sure that things were clear. As soon as I hear that they're moving towards this hatch, I start down.
Okay. So you have actually, because you have a radio on, you have the same effect that Nox had of hearing kind of like sea shanty-esque music.
Weird.
It's a little garbled, kind of hard to make out, but you can hear something about head, head, head. And that's the only part you're getting of the garble is head. Okay. So you're now on the you're going to follow from the top, or are you going to get down with them?
I'm going to, if they're heading towards a hole, if I hear that over the radio, then I head down.
Okay, so you go down the ladder, and you are now headed to join them. Are you going to wait for them, guys?
Yeah, I'll wait for him.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Nice guy. Well, you know, he is teaching you how to do this. Okay, so he is going down, and you see coming towards you at a high rate of speed, at about your level, about 10 flat plate-like mechanical drones. And they're rushing towards you, Isolate, along the sides of the cargo containers. You suspect they might have magnetic claws because they're running like, you know, like bugs along the side. And they're running on both sides rather rapidly with their multiple legs. All of them have about 8 legs. They're all like that. And you notice that the plates pop open. It's like there's 2 plates and legs. One of the plates pop open, and you see jutting out is a spinning blade, glinting.
Yeah. So just so I can understand the space, we're in the gap between the 2 cargo container
you're in a T,
stacks.
You're in a T intersection, right in the middle between 2 groups.
Right. And these are coming along the side of the containers towards me or towards them?
Towards you. They basically they heard gunfire.
Yeah.
Okay. Something happened.
Yeah.
Not sure what. It was actually Lucky. And now they are running past you. Lucky dodged forward. So they're now running basically to find the next threat, which is you.
Okay.
They're not sure whether you're lucky or not, but by God, you're not lucky now.
Yeah. And they're at my level on the side of the of where I am climbing.
Yeah, because they've gotten through the smoke bomb that Lucky dropped off.
Yeah.
And the tear gas wouldn't have affected them anyway. It's tear gas, so it doesn't really have an opacity factor, you know, that they would notice.
How far down have I made it? Am I at the bottom?
Breathe, they would have coughed, but they don't breathe.
How far down am I? Am I at the bottom yet?
No, you're about a story up. And they're basically coming from about the 4th floor, shall we say.
Okay, so they're coming down towards me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. What do I think is the fastest route to get to the bottom?
You could try to slide down, basically parkour between ladders.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So, again, that was 18, I believe it was 18.
No, it's a 17, Mike.
17. That's right. You made 17.
And that's my dex plus my athletics?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that's a 14.
Oh, not good. Okay. Let's see how ugly this is. Okay. So, you are trying to get down to where they are. Okay. You don't make it. You actually... I really hate to just have you fall to your death. You know, I mean, it's fair, but it's not fun. Okay, so you bounce off a couple containers and are now basically hung in one of the ladders.
Okay.
By one of your legs, upside down.
All right.
Okay, you didn't quite make it. Okay, so you're looking down about 1 story, which would be about 12 feet, 14 feet, think of it. And you're looking down, and you hear the scuttling coming closer. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do I get another action, Mike, or am I done?
Let's see. You realize? I'll give you one more action.
Can I release... sorry, I'm still a story up?
Yeah.
So if I release my leg, I'm going down.
Yeah, this problem right now. Your leg is tangled inside one of the ladders.
I'm going to try and untangle my leg while still securely holding the ladder.
Okay, because you don't want to untangle your leg and go, I'm free!
Exactly.
Good.
I'm prepared to catch him. I'm prepared to catch. I'm like, I'm right there. I got one arm up. I'm like, just drop. I got you.
No.
Yes. Then go.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so you're hanging there. Paladin, you're down below seeing how he got tangled in things, and you see basically a small army of about 10 of those things barreling towards him.
Okay.
And you can see that they've all I'm
going to open fire.
Okay. There, you've got some room. Don't fumble or you'll hit him.
I won't. If I hit him, inshallah.
Oh, thank you. Well, red shirt.
But I'm gonna open fire, and I'm gonna just dish out I'm gonna put rounds in all of the flying dinner plates of death.
Okay, rounds in the flying dinner plates of death. Okay, so you're basically doing a group round. Let's find out how bad this is. The good news is I didn't actually run any critical injuries against you because although you twisted your arm, isolate, you really didn't do anything to mess yourself up yet.
Okay.
All right. Just want to check one thing. Okay. I'm going to say that's about 12 meters. Okay. So you're opening, I want you to basically, you're firing into an area.
Yes, sir, and I'm trying to hit all of them.
Okay, are you just holding down the trigger?
I'm doing a mag dump.
Okay, you're basically, so you're throwing 100 rounds out there by the end of all this. You have to reload after this.
That's fine.
Okay, so I want you to roll, and I want you to basically give me, you should have an automatic weapons fire capability.
I do.
Okay. Take auto fire. Okay. I want you to take that, add it to your reflex, and then add a die roll. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So what did you get?
I got a 22.
Wow. Okay. That was actually really nice. Okay. So... Okay, so you open up on these guys, and of the 10 that were headed towards you, you managed to knock 4 out. You don't know whether you killed them all, but you knocked them off their perches. A bunch of them fell down. They were higher than Isolate was. So basically, they kind of come past him and crash, hit. They're now on the deck, but they're further to the port side than you guys are. So they're going to pick themselves up and walk. The other 4, oh wait, 4 out. Yeah, the other 6 are still headed towards Isolate. So you didn't get them all, but you got a lot of them. So, serial killer. You are looking at these things, and something occurs to you kind of in the middle of all this. These are drones. And drones get controlled a couple different ways.
Yes, I want to hack them. Mike, let me release
That's what I'm waiting for. So you're going to, okay, so what you were doing is, remember I gave you programs? Do you still have those?
I have all my programs.
Okay, what are your programs? What do you got to use?
Banhammer,
Okay.
Sia, Racer, Sword, Bizbolt,
Okay.
Worm, Hellbolt, or Sword. Sword, as I like to call it.
Sword.
What
do
they
you
call it.
Dude, you want to, basically you figure Banhammer might do it because you don't know that there's a netrunner running this yet, and you're going to have to go further into the architecture if there's a netrunner down there. But Banhammer might break this up. So you want to do it?
Yes, of course I want to do it. What are you talking about?
So you're going to take your interface. Okay. Got it?
Stand by.
Your program gives you +1. Okay.
Hold on a sec. What are you talking about? Interface.
You have an interface skill. You should have one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
No,
and it's intelligence based. Okay. All right. So you basically are interfacing. Now you can do 3 things this turn. You're a fairly new net runner, but you can do 3 whole exciting things. So I don't know what that sound is, but not good.
He's jacking in.
Okay. As you jack in, basically, you're going to release your first program. So what I want you to do is your interface 1d10. You get to pick up 1 for this program because it's not a very bright program. Okay. But what you're attacking appears to be a control link. And you can see it as you reach out into the architecture and you look through, you can see almost a schematic of lines that go to these things. And the schematic goes through the real world and sort of ends up going into the hull of the ship somewhere.
Okay.
So you're going after these guys. Interface 1d10. Program attack.
Okay. My D10 is a 2, so that's not that great. My
So right now I'm
interface.
looking at 12. What's your interface?
I don't see interface on my character sheet. I see tech.
Really? Huh. You must have an old one. You might have an old one. Okay, I'm going to give you an interface. I'm giving you an interface of 5.
I feel like I should be a 6. I'm very interface.
Yeah, I know you would think you'd be a 6, but then you're not. You're not there yet. You're doing pretty good at a 5, though. Okay, so right now, the first thing
I'm like an 8 at interface, just so you know. I mean, I drop my numbers at the club. I'm like an 8 in interface.
You make friends. No, but you do take a couple. What was your total?
So my interface is 5, and I rolled a 2, so that's a strong 7.
8. Okay. So basically, you momentarily interrupt the program that tells them what to do. And so they, for a 1/10 of a second, the horde stops as you kind of get your bolt in between them. But it's not knocking them down. It's just interrupting them. Banhammer is not that good at wiping them out. It's just not that strong.
If I had my other arm, it would have worked, Mike. But I don't.
Well, it's still, they've got, what do you want to do the next? next round, what do you want to do? You have 2 more rounds.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it again. Can I do it again?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. 15.
Okay. Let's see.
Max.
Okay, the red lights that were zeroing in on isolate, turn off. And they're just sitting there. Okay.
You're welcome, comrade. You're welcome.
Yeah, basically, what's your third action? You have 3 that you could do.
I'm gonna make out with Knox. No,
Hold
I'm not
on.
doing that.
That's going to take 2 actions.
That requires me agreeing.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
You're
That
only
was
going to be able to do it in 1 action, Knox.
I got Paladin.
There.
And I'm like, let's get the hell out of here now. Let's go, comrade, jump.
You untangle your leg and drop down or climb down. Okay, so all of you guys are now down to the bottom. It's not exactly great, but serial killer has stopped or whatever it was, and you notice that they're magnetic, so they're stuck on the walls, but the little bright lights have gone out.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So keeping a really close eye on those, Mike, I'm going to try and untangle my leg.
Okay, you're untangling your leg and getting down.
Yep.
And you hear all around the ship a calm, feminine voice say, "So, that's the way you want to play it." And then it just cuts.
Is that one of your serial killer?
I gotta tell you, bro. Next time you hear my voice over a loudspeaker, it is not nearly as subtle and soft and as quaint as that.
No, I meant is this one of your women? We've already dealt with one today.
Girlfriends are everywhere, remember? Knox warned you.
I told you.
Yeah.
This is no bueno.
We'll make it out of here alive as long as we don't run into any more of your ex-girlfriends.
You know any British
I
girls?
don't think that. I squint in pain because I'm laughing because of my dislocated shoulder. I'm like, look, this is all fun and games, and God knows.
If I see him holding your shoulder, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick paramedic check on him.
Okay, Lucky, you had dodged out and had avoided successfully the main horde of these guys. So you are now coming on the corner, and you see the rest of that group there. And a little bit further on, once you catch up to them, you will see Too Tall opening a hatch. He's undogged it, and he's opening it, and there's obviously some kind of companionway going down.
That looks good. I can check an arm once we're out off this main deck. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So I'll be following Too Tall.
Okay, so you see basically Lucky bolt past you, go up the companionway between all the big cargo modules, and start climbing down the hatch, which is about maybe twice the size of a manhole. It's circular. It's got a big dog on the top of it. You can steal it in a bit. Actually, it's got kind of like a shunk lock. And he's basically, you guys are going down in it as fast as you can. You hear, as you're going down, a really high-pitched squeal.
And it's not me?
It's not you. Oh, where have you been all my life, Matt? God. And how come you end it now, right now? Yeah. You hear a high-pitched squeal. It almost reminds you of feedback. Okay? You're now going down inside a pitch black, enormous area which has identical racks filled with cargo containers. Okay? And these containers are different colors. They're all the same size, but they're, obviously from different locales and so forth like that. And you are climbing down. You go down about 4 stories, and you're at a deck which you think isn't the absolute bottom of the ship. You figure there's probably more hull underneath there, but it's pretty far down. And it is dark. And you hear dripping. And you can hear the sound of the water rushing by. Because you're now pretty deep down there. You figure you're probably below the water about 35, 40 feet. And it's just rushing by. So, at this point, Too Tall, you know where you are. Lucky is with you. Serial Killer is holding his arm, but he's doing fine. Knox is with you and has just heard, as everybody on a radio comm, in fact, you heard it across the ship, this calm English voice saying, so that's the way you want to play it. So let's start around the table again. Too Tall, what are you doing?
All right, so I'm at the bottom. I'm on the catwalk. I'm using my increased night vision. Look around and see if I make anything out. I know which way forward is by the sound of the running water, and I'm going to work my way forward up towards the house.
Okay, so you're working towards the house. You see below the catwalk, you see a tall shape that has a long neck, and it kind of goes down several levels. You can't see the rest of it, but it's kind of walking like and you can see the head. It's this weird hammerhead-like shape with two eyes, and it's moving by the catwalk.
I've seen these before.
Yeah. Okay. You're kind of going, it's obviously some kind of drone of some sort, but yeah, no. Okay.
Does it remind me of a giraffe?
You know, you haven't had a chance to actually make that yet. And I know you want to. Yes, it does remind you of a giraffe.
Very cool. So I'm looking at what appears to be a walking crane.
Yeah.
A long neck.
What's the beeping noise? Okay. Okay, yeah. So what you're getting now is kind of a beeping noise, which makes no sense, but you have a giraffe-like thing, and you know that what it does is it works like a crane. It can move cargo around, stuff like that. So it is moving through. Let's see. Paladin, what are you doing?
I'm going to ask Too Tall, since we're this far down, is it safe to fire rifles because we're below the water line?
If you can shoot through the hull of this ship, this has been really built under spec. I'll tell you.
Okay, but I'm serious. Paladin doesn't operate on ships all the time. That's why he's asking.
Well, knowing the rounds that you tend to carry, you might actually be able to put a hole through it, because the steel's probably around 3/4 of an inch down where you're at. And depending on exactly where we're at,
it's more of an inch and a half.
Inch and a half? Oh, we're good to hook then. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to take point. Paladin, I'm going to take point in front of Too Tall, and he's going to guide us to the house because we need to get to the bridge.
Yep.
Okay. So, Lucky, what are you doing?
I'm going to hold up my hand like this so that I see there's stuff around, so I'm trying to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to point to Serial Killer, tell him to come here, and motion for him to take a knee, take off my backpack, and get out some gear and see if I can make a paramedic check on him.
Okay, go for it. Oh boy, I could use a set of rules I rarely get a chance to use these days. Critical injury. Woohoo!
It's I got a 20.
Just give me the morphine. Just put me down. Carry me out.
Give me the morphine.
I think I'm dying here.
Well, it's not as bad as I'm put under. Okay, you're working on it. DB13.
I got a 20.
Okay, no problem. You basically reset. He's not like totally fixed, but he isn't like, oh my God, I can't move my arm. You could lift it. You're not going to put any weight on it. Do not hang from the side of a cargo container.
Copy that.
Would giving him a speed heal injection be beneficial at this point, or I feel like it wouldn't?
Bro, yes, I'm dying here. I'm in so much pain. Give me whatever you got. Too tall. Tell him to help me.
I'm gonna put my hand over his mouth and be like, shh, take the pain.
Get it. Just give me something, man.
Okay. You are moving along. Let's go find out what we know what serial killer is doing. Knox, what are you doing?
But Mike, in this situation, I am gonna hack in and see if I can get a schematic. I mean,
right.
Tall,
During this time while Lucky is working on you, you're not hacking anything. You're getting your arm basically yanked back into its socket. You're getting painkillers. You asked for them. So you're kind of out of it this turn, but the next cycle you can come in.
I can't wait.
Okay. So I was back to Knox. Knox, talk to me.
So before I continue on, I just want to make sure, Serial, are you okay?
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm totally good. No big deal. I'll give you your sweatshirt back in a second.
No, why don't you just...
Probably like broken like 5 places, but it's all cool. I'm gonna be all right.
Why don't you just hold on to that, okay? And then after I say to Tall on the radio, like, what do we got? What are you looking at? How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We're going to work our way up forward, and there's a hatch right at the end of this catwalk.
Okay,
Right.
Anything we need to look out for?
Yeah, more of these robot things.
Do you know how many?
No idea.
Well, great. Cool. We should be fine.
Now, what could happen?
And I'll have my heavy pistol ready for...
Okay, so what is the marching order right now? Too Tall in the front and Paladin in the back?
No, I'm in the front.
Okay, Paladin in front. Too Tall, where are you?
I'm right behind him.
Okay. Where are you? Serial Killer is probably right now next to Lucky. They're in the middle. Where are you?
Isolate has the sticks.
Isolate.
Well, assuming I get down safely, I'll take up the rear.
Yeah. Okay, so your rear. Okay. And I'm assuming since he's crying on your shoulder that Knox and Serial Killer are together.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see the fan. Okay, so even at this moment, my daughter's like drawing pictures.
I'm going to tell her that he just has a bad sprain. He's going to be fine.
I'm probably
dying.
Just give him some ibuprofen. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like, do you have anything?
No, that's always the military answer, isn't it?
Yeah, give him a bottle of water and some Motrin.
Yep, you got it. He's good.
Lucky,
He's good to go.
is he going to be okay, Lucky?
He'll be fine.
Okay.
Who's... Make it
So right now, Isolate, you're back.
Yep, I'm the rear guard taking up the back. Yep.
Okay. So you're the one who sees right behind you this young woman. She's about, you figure, 1920.
He's not had a good history with this demographic.
She's sort of wearing slightly old-fashioned clothes, and she looks at you, and she gives you this really dazzling, attractive smile. She's really good-looking, even though she's wearing kind of old, funky-looking clothes. And she looks at you. What do you do?
Right on the radio, I say, Paladin, we have something. Um,
The radio doesn't do anything. You get.
how far off is she?
She just showed up right next to you.
And she's just standing. There's no. If I were to assess this threat,
Yes.
from
This is
1 to 10, how threatened am I currently?
Currently, well, basically a young woman, a little shorter than you, very good looking. Basically showed up right next to, kind of like, if you're here,
Yeah.
she's there.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
is it okay to go forward? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there, and she has this enigmatic, big smile on her face.
Yeah, that's spooky. I'm a smacker with the butt of my rifle. Like,
Okay, you're starting to smack her with the butt with your rifle.
yeah,
I want to find out, what is your initiative versus hers?
it's a good question.
So what you're gonna do to get initiative is you're gonna take your reflex
Yep.
and you're gonna roll 1d10. Let me know what you got.
That's a 11.
Okay. You draw back your rifle, and she looks at you for a moment. She stops and goes, "Sir." And then she pulls her head off and throws it at you.
Okay.
Okay, and then she vanishes. So you're standing with your gun, all of a sudden she goes, "Sir," tosses this, and this head bounces off your chest.
So she gave him a little head, is what you're telling me, Mike?
Ta-da. Do a full-size head.
Well, I think that's literally the case. Right?
Yeah, she gave him a full-size head.
Yeah, full-size head, man.
Okay.
Did not hold
I thought you
back.
said it was smaller. I
Good
apologize.
night, everybody.
We're here all week. Okay, so it bounces off my chest. It bounces on the ground. Is it still there?
Well, yes.
I reach back and I grab somebody who I am close to. Who is the person who's right behind me?
That's probably Noura.
Great.
Yeah, I grab her arm.
Doc, you turn around, you heard a voice, a quiet little British voice say, "Sir." And then you heard thump.
What?
She threw her head at me. This woman, she
Look
appeared,
down.
she took
Did
her
I
head off,
do
she
this?
threw it.
Just kind of casually, "Hello."
And
She's
it,
still. Do I see her?
No.
you see the head.
No, wait. Come to think of it, no, she vanished. So no, you do not see her.
Yeah, but she sees the head on the ground.
Yeah, make an awareness check, both of you.
Oh, how do we do
A
that?
what check?
Awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness.
Yep. So that's your awareness and a die roll.
Where?
Really
is that?
roll high.
Sorry, where's awareness on the sheet here, Mike?
I'm looking
Just-
at it. I'm trying to find it.
I see perception, but I don't see awareness.
Perception.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, perception. Okay, perception.
So intelligence, perception, and a die roll.
Mhm.
Yep.
14.
Okay. 17.
Good. He's still going, "It's a head." You look down and go, "It's a grenade."
Fuck that. Can I kick it?
I don't like that. So you see her look down at the head and realizes that it's actually a grenade.
Yeah.
And we're going to stop temporarily right there. Because it's always fun. Okay, meanwhile, let's keep moving around the table. Who was in front again? Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Paladin, you're in front, and you are walking along, guarding, checking, and you see 3 young women walk right past, like 10 feet away, in the next corridor crossing. They're wearing kind of old-fashioned clothing. They're giggling, and they see you, and they all stop and they look, and they see you, and they kind of giggle flirtatiously and run into the next corridor.
Do I have time to do an action?
Yes. I
Awesome.
shoot him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You open up. Make a roll. Are you going
Yeah.
full auto? Have you changed clips?
Yeah, I reloaded.
Clips.
You said I had to reload, so of course I reloaded.
Well,
Other
gotta
than
tell me
that-
that, 'cause I love that kind of hole.
No, I reloaded.
I forget. Ah.
No, I reloaded because you said I had to.
Okay, so you're firing off. How much are you throwing at there? You
I'm
took
putting
half-
2 to the chest, 1 to the head of each of them.
Okay. Make your rolls.
What do you want me to? So do you know I need to make a roll for each one of them?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. The first one got a 25.
Uh-huh.
The second one got a 22.
Uh-huh.
And the third one got a 17.
Okay. Plug them right through. They giggle and keep running.
Well, that's odd. And I turn around and look at Too Tall and go, this is bullshit.
Too Tall's going, yeah, it's bullshit. Okay. About that time, who's got the commo link back to Turbo?
I've got one.
Turbo, you still around?
I am, sir.
Okay. Turbo. You're beginning to check in. You haven't heard anything from your group in a while. And you're working on your terminal, doing whatever fixers like to do, when you hear a sound that reminds you of an old-fashioned modem, that kind of noise. And you go like, no, that's bullshit. Nobody does that anymore, right? And your computer screen goes blue.
Okay. Time to reboot, maybe?
You start to reboot, and your screen goes black and then goes dimly lit. And you see a view, a camera view, obviously a monitor view of your party. And you're down inside some large warehouse-like place. The camera's obviously some kind of security camera. And you see, at that moment, Paladin cut loose with a bunch of machine gun fire. And we're about to find out what happens with Noura and Isolate. The rest of you guys are in the middle of all this. So John and Beast can kind of react because they're seeing the same general thing. John was right behind Beast, or basically Paladin and Too Tall are in that same block. Then the next block is Serial, Knox, and then the next block beyond that is going to be Lucky and Isolate. So you basically see this as though somebody just turned on a camera. And what are you doing?
I'll punch in an immediate back hack and tie it into Serial Killer so he can get a direct link through the open channel the person just opened to me, so that he can get a free run into the person that just tried to link me up because they opened the channel in the first place.
Nice. Very clever.
Gives them a free shot.
Okay. Serial,
Yes, sir.
you suddenly get attention. Bing. Sub window opens up in your optical view, and you see the shadow face of Turbo. And Turbo says,
You got an open link. I don't know how long it will last. Someone back hacked through me. Make the shot count.
I'll be that, Captain, my Captain. I'll unleash a Hellbolt. 3 attacks, right?
right.
Boom.
Boom. Hellboat.
So 12.
Okay.
Ooh, 13. And a 8. And I'm
Okay.
just adding my interface plus my roll, correct?
Okay. Roll 2d6.
2d6. Copy that, sir. 2 and a 6. 7, 8. 8
Okay,
total.
then. Okay. You hear static and a squeal, and suddenly everything goes black momentarily. There were like little marker lights. There were marker lights in the area, kind of as you were going through. They suddenly all turn off. Okay. So, meanwhile, you're going, what the? And you see, Turbo, the lights go off. And you realize that whoever it is still doing the feed. There was a momentary interruption, but there was still a feed. And a very calm British voice female says, "It's not going to be that easy. Now, is it?" And meanwhile, yeah, that's about right. Knox, you have a large grenade that's just rolled to your feet. What are you doing?
I am field goal kicking that thing away from me as far as I fucking can.
Okay. That's an athletics check.
Okay.
Don't screw it up. Knox kicks. She does a parabola in the air, falls on her butt, and the grenade goes off between her legs. That's going to be just
16.
Okay. You field goal kick it down the block. Okay. Not bad for a girl. Good. You then turn around and kick isolate. But you basically boot it out of the way. Okay. And the entire area where you guys are suddenly rocks with a really loud explosion. Luckily, you're in a big area that is shielded by large metal boxes. Okay, so it absorbs most of that, but as it explodes, the entire area where you are kind of rocks. And
I do want to say over our radio, hey guys, the hot drones, their heads are grenades. Just an FYI.
Okay.
Any hot drones are deadly. Any hot drones are deadly.
Hot drones are deadly. Okay. And about that point, and then we'll take a break, you hear that catchy little music again. It's clear now, and it's echoing all around you down in number 2 hole. With her head tucked underneath her arm, she walks the bloody tower. With her head tucked underneath her arm at the midnight hour. With her head tucked underneath.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I know the song?
You don't even have to. You probably no. Actually, it's kind of obscure. Make a roll. That's a good one. I'll give you more data.
And that's an intelligence. Is that right?
Yep, that's intelligence, and I'll let you use education for that. So it's intelligence and education.
Okay, so stand by, just leave for education. Oh, good. 12, and then 16.
16. Yeah, it's some old folk song from like way back.
English folk song, right? It's an
English folk song about
Queen Anne Boleyn's head.
And it cuts. Okay, let's take a break.
Right on the way out, I'll say over the radio, whoever's attacking me, you can have the Russian's head if you leave the rest of my team alone.
Okay, so shall we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Again, for players, just make sure that you don't stop video on that. You can cover up your video if you have to step away. Real quick, we'll go to the break screen. Everyone at home will be back in, I don't know, want to say 10 minutes?
How much?
10?
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, all good.
Okay, see you guys soon.
I am on a conference call.
They didn't hear any of that. Hey, everyone, we'll try that again as Noura chokes on her sushi. If you like what you're seeing, please consider making us your Twitch Prime subscription or follow us. This little potion here, bottle, will blink when you follow or subscribe. It's just our way of letting you know that we hear you and we're thankful for what you do. Also, make sure that after the game, you check out all of the socials for everyone around the table, as they have all of their handles there. Follow them and subscribe to all of their wonderfulness as well. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, well, thank you much, Jason.
No problem.
Okay, so kids, when we last left, we had a little spooky crazy, didn't we? We had a visitation. We had another visitation. We had a head that wasn't a head. Boom. Okay. So the echo of the bomb, fairly large grenade, has gone off, and you hear it, and you're kind of deafened for a moment, and then you hear in the distance the sound of rushing water. It is not turbo flushing the John. You realize you just thrown a bomb against the hull of the ship. And water is now coming into that particular hold. Okay. What are you guys doing? I think I'll start with John because John knows how bad this could be.
Oh, shit.
Yep. And I know where the hatch is, so I'm heading forward as quickly as possible.
He's actually heading aft, aren't you? You're heading towards the accommodation, or you headed?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so you're headed aft. Okay, so he's hauling ass. He stops. You guys can hear the rushing and a little beginning pool of water begins to kind of trickle between. You realize that was a fairly good-sized hole that you just blew up. Okay. Okay, so let's go around the table. Let's start with Paladin. What are you doing?
I'm going to follow the gentleman who knows what the hell he's doing on a boat.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds like a fair plan.
Serial. You are still jacked in. You were trying to find data and so forth like that. And you did locate that song. So you know that it's an old folk song. It was an English, I guess you could call
Sorry
it
about Apple in,
a
right?
music hall song, probably from about the 30s or so. It actually has like a comedy ending, but you recognize that. Okay. Yeah.
Are we taking action or no?
Do you want to take an action?
Yeah, dude, we're about to die. I want to do something, that's for sure.
Okay.
So while I'm jacked in, is there a ballast system or something in this boat that, and I'll say to Tutal, I mean, hey, is there any way I can close up this hole? Is there a mechanical
You can't
way?
close it, but you can start a pump, which might slow it down a little, but the hole's probably pretty big, so it will slow the flow a little bit, maybe.
All right, so I'll try to slow the flow.
Okay, so you're jumping into the interface. Oh, goody, goody, goody. What are you doing? So you drop in.
Dropping in.
Okay. Now remember, you have different things you can do.
Yeah.
Your Netrunner abilities, okay? One of them is that you can basically try control. And control essentially will allow you to get the grip on certain parts of the ship.
Okay, good.
You also have scanner, and scanner will allow you to basically find out where there's an access point, which is the first thing you probably want to do. Is I'm sitting on the bottom of the ship, is there a point I can get into the net from here? And then you probably might want to use what's called Pathfinder. Pathfinder will allow you to know some of the map of this architecture.
But I feel like Too Tall understands where he's going, so I'm not that worried about the map, unless I can't find a place to jack in.
Okay, so you're going to be checking out scanner. So make an interface roll. Okay, that's going to be int plus interface. The interface is 5.
Yep. And my int is 6. So 14 is my number.
Yeah, there's actually a junction at the far wall where you guys are running. There is a computer access point you can jump into. You need
I'll jump in there, and I'd like to.
They're about 4 meters away, max. So you have to get up there.
Okay, I'll take my move action to get there. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. Moving around, I'm going to go hit you, Knox. What do you got? You got another bomb you want to throw?
I mean, do I see anybody that this is, like, that's threatening?
Do you still have your radio and stuff on?
I do, and I have my cyber audio suite where I have amplified hearing. Is there anybody that I can sense nearby?
As a matter of fact, as you're running Hellbent for Leather, a voice calmly says, in a somewhat deeper voice, "I liked your song. Will you play for me again?"
Trusting absolutely fucking nobody else except for my team. I'm just going to shoot at it.
There's nothing to shoot. You just heard it.
I just hear. Oh, it's not from a certain direction. It's just.
No, you heard
is it in my ears?
Yeah. You have boosted hearing, and it's been pinpointed to your boosted hearing.
Hell no.
I think I'll keep you around. I like you.
Who the hell are you?
That dude should settle down. She should settle down.
Okay. There's nothing. It's just silence.
Fuck. And there's absolutely from nowhere. It's just like in my head.
In your head. What you realize is somebody is basically using some kind of tight beam communication and just going for your cyber ear.
Shit. I'm going to just continue running towards the direction that Too Tall's running in.
Okay, Too Tall, you're leading the train. Lucky, what are you doing?
I think we're probably all going to just follow Too Tall out of here. I'm going to keep a surge, a hypodermic with a surge mix in it, kind of handy.
Smart.
Just in case I need it to get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right. Isolate.
Yeah.
You were last in the group, and your girlfriend without the head, yeah, she's gone.
Yeah. I'm going to continue to scan basically 180 in the direction that I'm facing, just to make sure that there's no incoming threats while they're doing what they're doing.
You see about 4 of the large giraffe-like mecha that Too Tall saw earlier. They're about 20 feet tall. They have long necks, spindly legs, rounded bodies, and these weird hammerheads at the top. And between them, they are carrying a couple really large, flat, semicircular plates.
Weird. And they're coming our direction.
Yeah, they're coming your direction. They're like crossing the aisles, so to speak, to where the bomb went off.
Yeah. How big are
about 20 feet tall.
No, so how far away? What's the distance from them?
Oh, I'd say about 20 yards and moving fast.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna open fire.
Make sure where they're going
Hey,
first.
they're fixing the hole.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that
the
what they're doing?
damage troll.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I will give you, even you just went off the handle, odd.
I just had a girl throw a grenade head at me.
Yeah. Hey,
So.
you just started shooting like a mother.
What's that?
You just started shooting like a mother. Look, it's a giant giraffe head. Ah! Blam, 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 blam.
Would I have known at all what they are, Mike? Would I have any idea?
You're from Night City. You've seen versions of them that are used in construction. usually bright yellow with black
Okay,
stripes.
if that's the case, I wouldn't have shot at them.
Okay, so yeah, you're basically seeing it. Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll do that. And that's intelligence plus perception. 17.
You notice that underneath the chin, so to speak, of the hammerheads, there's an array, a battery of what look like laser projectors.
Okay.
Holographic projectors.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Is our radio still out?
Yeah, your radio is still out.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn my head and I'm gonna yell. At least not yell loud, but at least enough to let somebody else know. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Too Tall. What? There's something different about them."
Okay.
And I point out the holographic laser projector.
Meanwhile, Turbo. Turbo?
You got me, sir.
Okay. Turbo. A calm, methodical voice says, they're not going to make it unless we make a deal.
I'm open to negotiations.
I'll tell you what. I let you pick some of the things, but I'd like you to leave me some companionship.
Leave you some what?
Companionship. It's lonely here.
I see. How many?
I'm thinking it would be nice to have another girl on board.
Down with that.
Okay.
We could talk.
Good for me.
I'll make you a deal.
Expendable.
And that is?
Clearly, my team will need to be picked up. I will send a vessel that will be large enough to be able to collect some of these things I can pick from you. In addition, on that vessel will be some additional individuals that will stay aboard your ship. While I'm talking to this individual, I'll be typing on a separate cell phone for an escort service. So I can rent a boat from the docks and 6 escorts to meet me at the docks. So those escorts will be left at the ship after we leave with the team and the supplies.
Okay, yes.
Preferably Serial's ex-girlfriends.
I said 6, not 50.
All right then.
Damn.
Dang. Well, talk about, he's a fixer, all right. Okay, so you guys are headed rapidly towards that door. You get to the door. Beep, 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 beep. You're basically messing with trying to open it, and it's not working too well, Too Tall. There's a code that's going to open it, but you can't find it. However, Serial Killer, you have located and now can actually break into that system.
So, real quick, Mike, do I hear the conversation with Turbo? He kissed me into the conversation before. Am I on that channel still?
I'm keeping the line open. I'm trying to keep the line open with him so he can hear it on the back end.
You got a one-sided, but since Turbo has another commo going, you do hear the voice talking to him. So yeah, you get part of that. It's not really great because, you know, it's phone to phone to phone. But yeah, you know that somebody is probably thinking of keeping Knox as a house pet.
Copy that. Okay.
She's still
So we're at the Jagan system. I'm going to take 3 actions. My first action is going to be to ship on the pumps.
Okay.
I'm going to ship.
Okay, make a control check. Okay.
I rolled a 10, 15 plus. Is it intelligence or just interface?
It is interface.
So
And roll another one.
Huh?
Okay.
If you rolled a 10, you get to add another one.
Oh, did you roll a 10? Yeah.
Yes,
Roll
I did.
again.
19.
Okay. Yes. For the second action, you find out something important. The systems controlling the pumps and other things are on a much more primitive, stupid system. that is not quite AI level, but is very automatic. So you can turn the pumps on. There's nothing trying to stop you from doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so you're turning the pumps on.
Is that the same system that's running these construction bots?
Yes.
And
As a matter of fact,
repair the
and they're now walking. They haven't stopped, so they're still walking toward where the hole is.
Okay, good.
And if they get close enough, they will drop the plates in place and weld them back down.
Okay. And then can I do a search to see if I can find any more of these headless robot killers? I mean, is there a security bot system that's been
that you can't get into? That you know only that it's not on that network. There's obviously another architecture around here that is running on its own. You just don't know what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna play rock and roll music. I'm gonna jack in, and I'm gonna do my version of like a Spotify, and I'll play like the hacker soundtrack, blasting throughout this entire ship, so that if they want to talk to us, there's no more of this bull crap, like whispering into the ether. They gotta show themselves, and they gotta talk to us, or we don't hear them. So I'm gonna blast some Prodigy.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Firestarter.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Serial killer has a yellow pager. It's an old binary system that wouldn't be connected to the internet in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to use to call directly into his yellow pager and just put the following message that the boat is an AI. We are going to double cross her. Be ready.
Copy that. Hack the planet!
Off phone networks. Remember?
We wouldn't be able to send it through in any way of a short burst satellite?
No. Remember, most of the SATs, communication stuff is down. It got blown up during the war.
I still wear my beeper.
Play hacker soundtrack. Okay. So.
It was worth a try.
Yeah. While you are doing this, it's going to attempt to actually smack on you.
Oh yeah, bring it.
Okay.
Serial killer, bring it.
Well, see how bad this could be.
I want you to know, if you kill me, there's gonna be a bunch of people who are gonna be angry at you, Mike.
Yes, it's expensive, but it does have the money. Okay, so you can basically, I'll give you a shot at running a shield or some other thing to get the hell out of there, cloaking, whatever.
Okay. I got a 3. I rolled a 3, so it's 8. 8 interface.
Okay. Nope, it's gonna smack you.
Yeah, I'm not scared. My arm hurts so bad. I don't care how bad my brain is fried.
Oh, ow.
Whatevs.
Oh, really bad. Okay, so 8. Okay, you know how you have damage in there? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just taken 8 points.
Okay.
Basically, to describe it, you basically stop, your cyberdeck starts to smolder, and you're taking damage. You can see his hair like start to light, and basically he falls back. You probably need to put a meat action to put yourself out because you're on fire. You recognize that you've just basically been hit by Hellhound.
Oh, interesting. All right. I immediately start smashing my head, like trying to stop, drop, and roll on my dome.
Okay, take 8 points off your overall HP. This is bad, but not like totally fatal.
All right.
Okay, so you're.
I'll say to the group, we're dealing with We are not dealing with amateurs here, man.
Okay. So, let's see. Who hasn't had Beast?
Yeah.
Sorry. Paladin. You're basically towards the front, and you hear sound of serial killer tamping out his hair and his cyber deck and going, we're not dealing with amateurs. And as you're guarding the perimeter, you see a figure walking towards you, her hands in her lap, and a winsome smile. She's just kind of like she's kicking the pleats of her long gown, and she's got a big wreath of flowers that she's got. You notice you can probably see kind of through her in the light of serial killer's hair burning.
Okay.
She's walking towards you, and she prefers towards you a big bunch of roses.
That's awesome. I'm going to shoot her in the face.
Okay. You shoot her in the face. Blam, blam, blam. All right, make your shot.
Yeah, I'm not playing this game.
How are you shooting her? Are you full autoing it, or are you just shooting?
I'm just gonna put a quick 3-round burst into her face.
All right, 3-round burst into her face. Okay.
13, 21.
21. Okay. Well. Okay. She drops the roses and flickers out of existence as your shots go through her. Not there, obviously. Let's see. Who's next to you right now? Probably Too Tall.
Yep.
Too Tall, you notice that as he turns around and shoots, a light in one of the ceiling panels goes out as though it's been projecting.
I lost you there.
Okay, if you were looking up, there was a bright pinpoint light.
Okay.
And your practice eye goes, that's a camera of some sort or projector. Okay, you Turbo.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you're looking down and you see basically a young woman carrying a big bouquet of roses walking towards Paladin. And when he opens fire, with the rest of it ricocheting off the various container units, you see she just turns off like a switch and she's gone.
Can I get any kind of message to any of the people on the team? Can I still maybe get a link through to Serial?
Let's see. You had a direct link to Too Tall, if I recall right.
Right. I'll punch through on the Too Tall.
Serial's a little busy. He's patting his hair out.
Gotcha. Clearly, she's using holograms. So I'm going to get through to Too Tall and say, go thermographic. Holograms will not show any heat. You'll be able to see through what she's projecting. Is Too Tall there?
Yep. Understood.
Okay. Who has thermographics?
Peace. You have thermals?
No.
I don't think I do either.
None of the solos have it via their eyes?
No.
No.
Face
Okay.
bomb.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, in the meantime, in the distance, you hear the welding of the plates being dropped over the hole that was blown into the hull. And the giraffes are doing their thing. And we're going to wander over to Lucky for a minute.
Well, Lucky's perfect. Lucky will have a temperature gauge, a thermometer, or like a FLIR to check people's temperatures. That will work as a thermographic, won't it?
Do you have one of those, like, you can hold it up to their heads, like we see now, thanks to COVID-19.
It'd be in a basic medical kit. Since
Yeah.
he's the medic.
You've got a thermal. I mean, in the world you're in, it's probably smarter to approach a cyber psycho and get his temperature that way. Put this under your belt, bend over. Either way.
So at least Lucky's got thermo then.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll if I hear Turbo giving us that advice, I'll switch to my one eye that has the temperature reading in it.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to raise my assault rifle, and I'm going to be like, let's move. Let's get out of here. Let's get to this place. Let's make maximum speed aft and get in the house.
Okay. Anybody here got a reasonable tech skill?
I have a basic tech of 6.
That's good. Lucky, unless someone's got better than 6.
I mean, basic skills.
This will be a tech thing, or you could hack once you're done turning your hair off, you could probably try to hack the lock.
I mean, I have a 6. I have cyber tech and basic tech at 6.
Okay, basic tech will do it. Lucky, you're at 6 too, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, so if he fails, you can pick it up, Serial.
Copy that.
All right.
Make a shot.
So I get 12, 17.
17. Okay, you figure out how to spoof the lock. Hatch is now open to the next level. Okay, so you're going to go down. There's at least one more hatch that you need to go through. So you're going to go down another hole, go through that, and then that one will lead to the center wheelhouse accommodation area. With me?
Yeah.
So you are now moving down the corridors, and you hear skittering.
From the front, I assume.
Yep. Lots of skittering.
All right. Is there any doors like hold, portals to seal off where we're at?
No, you just went through the last one that was back in your room, and then there's one about, I'd say, maybe 20 yards ahead of you, still going aft.
Okay.
So
getting
run
to the doorway is important, and maybe shutting it and getting some time.
Okay. But the skittering appears to actually be in the room.
The roof?
The room.
The room.
R-O-O-M. The hold.
The hold, okay.
You have basically, you've gotten into the second of the hold. There's a third hold, and then you're in the area where you get up the bridge.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we're getting in a gunfight.
I think so.
Okay. So let's find out what you want to do in terms of preparing, because the skittering is getting louder, and it's coming from the next hatchway that you guys have to get through.
You're up, Serial. Do it again.
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, Mike, can I take my action now?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
All right, good. I'm going to try to lock them down. So I rolled a crit, so I'll re-roll again, because that's what you do when you roll a crit in CyberPunk. 16 plus 5, that's 21. Lock them down. Send them home. In fact, I dominated them so much, I'm going to turn them on as our own allies.
You lucked in that they all stopped. Some of them have gotten away, but they all stopped. You don't have control.
I have control?
You don't.
Oh.
You stop them, but you're going to have to make another shot to get full control on them.
Yeah. Crit! Again. Swear to God. I would show you right now. Oh, show you right now.
I believe you.
Who don't believe me? Who don't believe me?
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Besides which, I know where to find you.
That's what you do.
Big trouble, Lillard. I'll just find you.
Double crit. If you don't believe me, who don't believe me? Who don't believe me? There it is. You see
All
it?
right. So,
Noura, do you see it? Can you validate it?
you have an army of 10. You have 10 drones, and you
What's
know
up,
how they
Paladin?
operate.
What's up, Paladin? That's how you do this shit.
Well,
Okay.
good.
That's how you do it. I know I don't have 2 arms. I only have 1 arm. But guess what? I have 10 drones, MFer. I attack with my drones, Mike.
Okay, well, let me tell you about your drones. Let me tell you about your drones that Carol Merrill is standing next to. Okay, your drones, you have 10. They move at about a rough speed of about 10 miles an hour. It means they can generally outrun most people. They skitter. They are magnetic, so they can cling to the hull. They can cling to the containers. They can go up walls and so forth.
That's how you do it.
They have two modes. One, which is an identification mode, where it looks, finds and spots a target and checks the database to find out whether or not the target is on its approved or not approved list. You can now put yourself on the approved list if you want to. You have auto control of them. The other thing it does is it opens up its little clamshell and it projects a spinning monoblade that basically could take a human's head off in 2 seconds. And it is programmed to run up and take off limbs, heads, whatever it can get to in time. You now have 10 of these guys. They're all kind of lined up going, what do you want to do?
So, real quick. So, can I put myself, my question is this. On the list, when you say you can put yourself on the do not attack list.
You're on the list by the fact that you are now controlling them.
Right, but what about the rest of these on the ship?
No. And the reason why is you get these guys and you get the grip on them and you realize something.
That's what I want, Mike. Give me the intel. Give me the details.
It's not a net runner.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I hear you.
You have an AI.
Okay, so we're going against AI. I got you now. Okay.
No, you're making it too easy. An AI in this situation is the equivalent of going after a red dragon. Very rare, very smart, and rare indeed. You don't see a lot of true AIs anymore, and one of the reasons is that the worst of them are created by a legendary netrunner, Raish Bartmoss, and it turned people off the idea of AIs for a long time because people were homicidal and crazy. So you know that this is like playing chess against Hannibal Lecter. It's big, it's powerful, and right now you don't know exactly what it's doing. But the reason you have control over these is that it runs.
I dominated, Mike, because I dominated.
You dominated it, but you dominated one of its lobes. It has other lobes, but it's got a more brain than you know. So enjoy your victory right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll relay that to everyone. I'll say what I think we have is we have 2 enemies here. We have the AI, and then we have the physical army form, because for some reason, this AI took out the head of that soldier up on deck. So there is there's somebody else going after the exact same thing we are, and the AI is a problem for all of us. I'll point that out to everyone, and then I'll point out to everyone, especially Knox, that I just dominated the AI. No big deal. That's just how you do.
Wow.
Nice.
Proud of you.
Nice. Very nice.
Maybe you'll get 2 dates.
I bow deeply from the waist, and
Okay.
I want to consider, I'll say to Knox, I just think you should consider this to be, the outline of a song. You know what I mean? Like when somebody does something heroic and epic, it's sung about. Like people need to feel it.
You want me to write a song about you? Is that what you're doing in the middle of all this? Is that what you're asking?
I'm providing you an opportunity to create greatness. That's all.
Right. Well, I will. I'll make a note of that. And yeah, maybe if we get out of here, if you get us out of here alive, then maybe I'll consider it.
And a voice says quietly in your head, Knox, I'd like to hear that sometime.
I'm sure the fuck you would, whoever this is. But
definitely deeper masculine voices. I'd like to hear that sometime.
by the way, there's some dude talking to me this entire time. Don't know if you knew that.
Don't scream out loud, Mike. What's up, punk? Leave my girl alone. Talk to me, fool.
See what you did? Now look what you did. I say to the voice.
Okay. Oh, where are you on there?
I try to move my arm around and punch, but I can't move my left arm.
Okay.
You should. Oh no! Don't do that. Don't try to move.
Ah.
I just have to figure out. Here. It's basically it's on, bitch. Okay.
Bring it. I just dominated 10 little tiny magnetic drones.
Okay.
Confident.
Okay. Let's check that interface and that res on that demon. Okay. So you basically go dominate, and you hear in your head, Noura, in your speakers, you hear, "Oh, I'm going to love getting." And there's a whirring noise and a lot of very, very, very small drones come out of the ceiling, out of the darkness. Okay. I can still save him, says the voice, but you have to come with me.
Excuse me, what?
It says I can still save him, but you'll have to come with me.
Save cereal? I have to come with you.
To save cereal.
To save cereal.
Possible, but okay.
How many drones are coming out of the ceiling, Mike?
Yeah, did you say that out loud? Because I started shooting shit, Mike. I started shooting shit.
About 45. They're about the size of
Size of what?
gnats. Small bugs. They're coming down as a cloud, okay?
Oh, hell no. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
But you sing so good. And I've been so lonely for so long.
That sounds like a whole bunch of not my problem.
Anybody got a flamethrower?
Have you no heart?
I don't think I have any left. No. Sorry. Although you can still subscribe to my channel. As I like, can we get the fuck out of here?
Hey, Mike.
Somebody?
I'm a channel when I can have you.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
What did you call me?
I'm gonna roll an athletics check to snatch a tear gas grenade off of Knox's belt.
Okay, Knox, he just grabbed your butt. No, he just grabbed your grenade. So you basically, he's like dodging.
Come on!
I'm going to.
You got a grenade. I doubt you're fighting him.
I'm going to throw the. I'm going to ignite the tear gas to get the tear gas in the air over the cloud of the drones coming down.
Yep.
And I'm going to ignite it.
Bring it!
Whoa! Brilliant. What are you going to do with it?
If I can, I want to ignite the gas because that's an impromptu flame. That's an impromptu flamethrower.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. I love when the players think something interesting. Okay, so this drone squad drops down this cloud into your tear gas, and there's a flame, and you hear small noises as the cloud drops. What you're seeing is basically tiny drones with nanowire cutting surfaces that have just dropped to the ground. You took out about all 40 or 5 of them or so. You caught the cloud. The cloud's attacked is one thing.
And then I start river dancing on them to crush them all.
Okay, so you're river dancing on the drones. Okay. Let's go over and check, because we haven't seen him in a while. Let's go talk to Isolate.
Yeah. Okay, so the little drones are taken care of.
As far as we can tell, yes.
Okay.
They mostly appear to be not aiming for you. They seem to be responding to serial killer.
Right, and we're in a room right now?
You're in a hold. You're in an enormous room filled
Yeah.
with tons and tons of cargo.
Right.
And
And
you're
sorry, just
mostly dark except for whatever lights you have. Plus, there are little like marker lights that are down in the hold for
Right.
people who are doing something down
Right.
there.
and when you told me about the holographic kind of pinpoint potentially projectors, what do I get from that that the giraffes had?
You realize that probably whatever is attacking you is using the giraffes as a site to put hollow projectors in the area. In other words, they're like mobile filming cranes. They've
Right.
got long necks. They're relatively quiet. They're higher than you, which means that they can actually project holograms down.
Right. Right. And
So
the
that source of some of the hollows you're seeing.
yeah, how many access points to this hold that I can see?
There's the one behind you and the one in front.
And the one behind us is closed, or is it open?
No one said they closed it. It's the one that's filling with water, or will be filling with water.
Yeah, so I'm going to close that
The giraffes finish.
door
Okay.
and seal
Slam.
it. Try and seal
Okay.
it.
You slam and dog the door. Okay. The giraffes are on the other side doing their thing. There are other giraffes in the middle hold as well. The giraffes basically are the repair room for the holds. And that's one reason they're so long, is so they can reach up and, shift cargo and move things around
Yeah.
and look at things you need to deal with.
Okay, so once I've sealed the door, I'm going to look for other access points in case we need to get out of here quick.
Okay. Well, right now, the other access point you see, there is up a ladder, companionway. There is a ladder that leads to a hatch similar to the one that you went down with Too Tall.
Okay.
Each of the hatches, the main hatches, have a smaller hatch where people can access, go up and down, ladder, and get where they have to go.
Okay, I'm going to watch that hatch and wait for these guys to do what they need to do in here.
Okay, so in the meantime, what are you guys planning to do? Lucky, tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the heck out of here and get. I mean, I think speed is our friend, and getting away from here safely. I'm not a big fighter type, so I'm just gonna try to keep keep close to Paladin and isolate, keep in between those guys. I should mean, and follow their lead, and get out of here. And that's about my best bet.
Okay. Let's see. Too Tall.
So I'm going to keep working my way towards the house. Are we there yet?
Okay, you're walking your way across the house. You got interrupted by a swarm of death gnats. The air swarm droid. How did I write that? Air swarm drone cloud. Thank you. Okay, so you're working your way towards the house now, past all these crunchy drones. Turbo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The communication have not changed, and the voice says in that very clear bell-like English voice, it says, "They're ever so much more clever than I thought they were."
Oh, you have no idea. But we should have a deal. I'll bring you a bunch of play toys. You let me leave with some of your toys and my people, and everything is fine. While I'm keeping the AI talking, I'm punching through on my side data pad to arrange for those 6 escorts to be able to swim. Their orders will be, once they board the vessel, to drop their Hello Kitty backpacks that will be filled with C4. They'll jump off the boat after I load my people and the other stuff aboard the boat, so they're just a distraction. We'll pick them up in the water.
Maybe a little tough considering the fact that that boat is 7 or 8 stories high.
I figured we go with the tug
boat.
boat.
Jump off a boat that large?
Oh, if they're good divers, cliff divers work all the time. So I'm sure it's I'll put it in requirement.
You're getting escorts, not divers. I mean, we were not like signing up here to do, the mermaid cavalcade.
Well, it was the thought that counts. If they don't make it, they don't make it. I'm trying to be nice.
Now that's more cyberpunk. So, look,
I'm trying to be politically correct. In the reality of the situation, they're probably not even going to get a chance to dive because I'm just going to detonate the backpacks as soon as they're in position. But that's beside the point.
I'm still dealing with the Hello Kitty backpacks, but let's go going.
So with that should buy enough time. If nothing else, I make the deal with the AI that it allows my people to get where they need to go so they can see what we can trade for. Don't kill any of them in the process, except the Russian, and then we should be fine.
Ooh, okay. Who is in the lead at this point? Beast, right? Okay.
Yeah, Paladin.
So Paladin, you crunched over these things in the lead, and you are almost to the next door, and you hear a noise. It's coming from one of the cargo containers.
All right, what do I hear?
You hear, "Help me! Help!"
That ain't on the list.
Okay, you leave them.
Why you not?
Do I hear it?
Who hears it?
By the time you get up to where he is, you guys can all hear muffled, "Help me, help us."
Paladin!
What?
Come on!
Can I make a simple tech roll a basic tech roll to unlock the container?
Actually, it's not really that hard.
Okay.
Basically, Too Tall knows how to open this. It's a pretty straightforward container.
Okay, yeah, if it's nothing special, then let's just pop it open.
Okay, you pop it open. There are 3 people. One woman, 2 men. They look pretty beaten up. And they basically cover their eyes as your lights go in. And finally, the guy says, "Look, we surrender." And he drops the weapons. They all very cautiously put the weapons down. They go, "We know we're licked. Look, just let us get away. We'll never come back again." Long silence.
Who are they?
They appear to have similar uniforms to the uniform on the headless guy you found. So they appear to have been together.
All right, we're gonna escort you to the way you're getting out of here and make sure that you get going. Lead the way. Let's go.
Okay. So you now have 3 meat shields.
You grab their weapons, though.
Okay. Grab their weapons, meat shield. They go.
What kind of weapons they got, Mike?
They've got basically standard automatic weapons ranging in the 5.5 range. A couple of handguns. One guy has a monogatana. Nothing huge. It looks
All right, cool.
You recognize the uniform as being something from Lazarus Security. It's a moderate-sized security corporation that was bigger back during the war.
Awesome.
Now. So yeah, you have them there. By the way, Turbo.
Yes, sir.
Yes. They open a container, and they go into the container, and there's a conversation. You can hear kind of echoing slightly. And then they come out with 3 other people, 2 men and a woman, dressed in Lazarus security outfits.
Perfect.
Any instructions?
I
have
pinged
a
it
link.
real quick. Are these yours?
They're not mine. I would use them as expendable even more so than the Russian.
Do I hear this? Or is this straight through to Tutal?
No, it's on a stat phone. God.
What's that?
Really a cyberpunk run, all right. who in my party can I throw to the wolves? Okay. So, let's see. You guys are moving forward in a group. You've got these guys probably semi-surrounded, so if they do be shelter you a problem, you can take them out. And you reach. Okay, so you open next door.
Yep.
Okay.
Let them open the next door.
Okay.
The meat shields.
Well played, sir.
Oh boy, I just love this. Okay, they step through cautiously, and they walk about 5 feet to the open door and then stop. And they begin to try to back up, but they can't.
Isn't like their feet are stuck to something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And you see them struggling, and then above you hear a sound of hydraulics.
Stuff falling on them or something coming down to squish them?
You're not sure. Are you in there with them?
No.
No.
Observe from a distance.
Serial killer. You realize that this has triggered some other defense mechanism.
All right. Can I hack in or am I beyond my portal?
You came into a door, which means you're next to a portal.
Great. I hack in and I try to stop the countermeasure.
Okay, so you're going for control again.
Yeah, 8. So 13.
13. Okay, it's not terribly bright. That's good news. Okay. Yeah. Make a couple rolls on that. Oh yeah. Okay. That was not good. That was really not good. Okay. You get it for half a second, and then you realize that something just fought back by sending a zap at you. You do not take damage. It appears to be more of an interrupter, and the grid of basically is a roughly rectangular grid that slams down from the ceiling and basically does a slice and dice of the 3 people.
As you laugh, Mike, that's weird.
Hmm?
You said that and laughed at the same time. You literally said slice and dice.
What can I say? It's what I do.
So what made him stick to the floor, Mike?
Goop.
Goop?
Goop. It is a trap that basically is equivalent of thick crazy glue, and it reduces their move, and they rolled really badly to get out of the way. And the next thing that hit them were ceiling punchers.
Well, I have two more rolls, right?
Right.
I'm in combat, so
You
I'll
might
get
be able to save their sorry butts. I'll give you another chance.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12.
Well, not enough.
I have one last chance, Mike.
Hey, your last chance, buddy.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
You were trying to get control. You might try to attack the AI.
So it's very mighty.
Yeah, it is.
I roll 7 and 8. It didn't work. Yeah, I'll try to do. So I have. Can I try a? What's a Visceral Bolt?
Riz?
Yeah.
Riz Bolt. I can mess you up.
I'm gonna try that. You ready?
I'm ready.
Boom.
Have fun with the AI can do. Oh. Okay. You hit with Grisbolt, and we're rather surprised at the fact that when you hit him with Grisbolt, hang on a minute, I just want to double check the damage on that.
1 million.
No. Okay. The AI gets interrupted. You do not kill it by any means. Got a lot more points than that. But what it does do is it was about to slam these guys down.
Right.
It stops about 3 feet above their heads. They're all crouched like that. Okay. So you have saved their lives. Their miserable lives.
I look at Noura, or I look at Nox, and like, to see if she caught the fact that I'll scream out, Michael. I'll scream out, I saved their lives. Do something, Paladin. I'll look at Nox.
So seeing that, like, cool, good job, dude. Can I try to pull them? They're stuck by their shoes, yes?
Yeah.
Can I try to just unlace their shoes and just pull them out?
They did not have time to get out of their shoes. This thing is supposed to slow you up and then drop the hammer on you.
But the thing didn't drop on them.
It did not get all the way down because Serial Killer stopped it. He basically interrupted the AI that was driving it.
So, but there's no chance in trying to pull them off?
Oh, no, you can pull them out now. You have time.
Yeah. So I will
drop on you, So far, Serial Killer's interrupted them. Of course, you might get unlucky and it might go off again.
Are we able to walk along the top of it?
Along top of the grid?
Yeah.
So the grid hasn't come all the way down yet. But once you do, you should be able to get across the grid. The goop is not that far. It's only about the first 6 feet. It wouldn't be moving any further.
Okay, good. Make one of them lay down on top of it. We'll form a body breach and walk across them.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Who's the biggest of the three?
You say body breach?
Yeah, body breach.
What the hell is a body breach?
You make someone lay down and you walk across them.
Yeah, it's like, especially if they're like concertina wire, you just take somebody and throw them across the concertina wire and you use them as a bridge to get across.
Yeah, let's take the biggest guy and do that.
Going hell no.
I jump on.
Your fucking mind? No.
You can do this one of two options. You can do it the hard way, the live way, or the dead way.
This is taking too long. I cap them. Bam.
There you go, Too Tall.
Yeah. I had open fire at the same time as Too Tall, so we had the same thought.
Yeah.
What kind of game is this? Who are you people?
Okay, so we now have a dead guy to lay on the goop, and we run across him.
3 dead guys to lay on the goop.
What?
You only need one. They capped them all. They shot them all. They weren't going anywhere. They were basically pinned down in a goop still.
Okay, so we get
and
across.
now we can walk over them.
Yeah. You're trying to untie their shoes, and he leans over and goes, blam, blam, blam. And they fall over, and you're kind of left holding their shoes.
Like this. This is terrible. But let's go.
All right, let's go, Romeo. Lead the way.
Okay.
I will grab some ammo as I'm walking by.
Oh, we have all their guns and ammo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're lugging that along. They're now dead. Okay, so how are we doing for time here?
And then I still say to Cyril, but you did such a great job saving them.
Don't forget that song.
Hang on a minute. You're such a hero, Cyril.
I used one of my nukes to save him, and then all of a sudden, what mechanic are we in? I start to get super meta and wonder where I went wrong and how did I get here?
What's wrong with my life? How did I do this to myself? Just lucky, I guess. Okay.
We better move. It's never good when he gets like this.
Okay, so you break through. You are now in the next hold, moving forward, and you see a large green machine. It kind of looks like a handler, a lift loader, something like that. It's got claws and squat roller legs. And it starts slowly rolling across this floor towards you. So, Top of Hill Daily City. Usually I start with you, John, but I'm not this time. Noah, what are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Something's rolling towards me.
Yeah, you see a thing that looks kind of like a tank or a construction machinery, and it's got big claws and hooks. It's almost like a mobile forklift, and you immediately recognize it. Too Tall. It's basically used to individually move various containers around. You can go in, pick them. It's a giant forklift kind of thing. And rolling towards you first.
I'm just gonna start shooting at it.
Yeah, because you're furthest in the door right now because you were unplugging these guys from the goop. So it's you, dead guys, obviously Beast, followed by John stepping on the bodies, followed by Lucky and Isolate, and then Serial Killer going, "What is wrong with you people? Are you mad?"
I'm just gonna start shooting at it.
Okay, wang, wang, wang. This is not doing any good.
Shit, guys,
It's much heavier than you've expected. So you're just shooting at it. It's not doing it.
Anybody have any grenades? I'm all out.
Tear gas is not going to hurt it that
No,
much.
I'm definitely not.
It's not going to cry as it rolls over you, okay?
Rolls over me? No. I'm getting the hell out of the way if it's coming towards me.
I mean, as soon as I can, I will control this thing. Step aside. I'm still jacked in, so I'll try to gain control.
Well, stop having an existential crisis and get over here and help us out.
Just murdered people to walk over their bodies.
They would have killed us. You saw the uniforms.
I have 10 drones at my beck and call.
You do have 10 drones at your beck and call.
Well, please save us, oh mighty Serial.
I'm about to.
Okay. In the meantime, while the lover's spat is going on, you tell what are you doing?
I'm breaking out my little friend and taking aim.
Ah, your explosive little friend.
Yes.
Okay.
So you said that counted as a mortar?
Yeah.
I just control it.
All right. I'm going to take aim and wait for you to take control.
Come on, I immediately go and control this thing, so we're not trying to blow it up. Do you know how loud that thing is in the whole of the ship?
Well, if you take control, I won't pull the trigger. It's all good.
I'm about to roll my 7. Oh no, that's not true. 12.
12. No, you don't have control of it.
Next roll, Mike. 11, Mike. Last time.
You do not have control of it.
Give me luck.
The damn thing.
What? Shoot the damn
thing.
Okay. Meanwhile, Beast, what are you doing?
Let's see. Does it have wheels or tracks?
It has wheels.
I'm going to sidestep and begin engaging the wheels.
Okay. You realize that the wheels are tires and that you can penetrate them. So yeah, you're going to give it a flat?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're doing this turn, is you're basically shooting the tires out.
Yep.
Okay. John, he's fairly close to shoot the tires out. Do you want to nuke it right now? Or do you want to let him get out of the way?
Nuke it.
Nuke it? All right, we'll nuke it.
I'll make a roll to dodge or something.
All right, I'm sending it. Let's see here. 9, 18.
18. Boom. Okay. There is basically flare of rocket exhaust from your shoulder, and the Panzerfaust arcs out across the hole to the other side of the hole and slams this thing and explodes. Shrapnel goes everywhere.
Oops.
But chances are Nora's not or close enough to really get caught in any of this.
Yeah, I dodged the hell out of the way.
Yeah, what are you doing, Isolate?
I'm at the back. I'm a little concerned about the state of our group.
And cyber psycho on you?
Yeah, and was I on the line every time that Turbo talked about the Russian, or was that a private line between him and Tutal?
It's a private line.
Okay. Do I have any sense at all of my place in the pecking order other than the fact that I'm considered a meat shield? Like, how much do I trust what's happening at the moment?
You shouldn't trust any of that, considering they just offed random people they didn't know from a random security company.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to turn to Serial Killer.
Work with?
Yeah, is Serial Killer still freaking out over there, Matt?
Yeah, I'm freaking out, bro. I don't know if you realize we just completely blew 3 dudes' brains out.
Yeah.
And now Nox has got shrapnel all up in her grill.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to turn around and grab, because I'm at near close to the back, and all the crazy cacophonous stuff is going on. So I'm going to grab Serial Killer by kind of like the shirt, and I'm just going to tap him on the face, like, and I'm going to go, listen, you watch my back, I watch yours. I don't like this either. And then I say it quietly, and then I turn back around and again look for another exit.
It's like the cyberpunk version of Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Oh well. Okay, so we haven't seen anything out of Lucky. Lucky, what are you doing? He's just blown up probably a forklift. He's blowing out its tires. And earlier on, Tutal capped a couple people to use as bridges.
Yeah, I agreed with the using the people as bridges. They were just dead weight anyway. I was just going to shoot them once they got us to their means of transport. So that was my plan anyway. They just came in handy a little bit more earlier. I'm sad that we didn't find out where their boat was or whatever they're going to use first before we shot them. That was the only tactical mistake. As long as the material handling equipment is incapacitated, I'll just continue to maneuver through the hold.
Okay.
Try to make distance. I think time is our friend. We don't need to be here. We need to get out of here. There's ship is taking water. There's hostiles here. We need to get to the control area and figure out how to take control of the ship or get off.
The boat's on the port side. It's tied up.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's do it. Let's figure out whatever we got to do and then get on that ship and get out of here. I want to survive.
You guys don't want to take on the enormous treasure inside this.
We need the treasure.
Haunted ship.
As long as it doesn't sink, or as long as we don't die, that's a good option. But
as far as you can tell, the giraffes have taken care of that.
Okay. Then I'll stop. I'll stop panicking a little bit then. Okay. The treasure is good. I mean, I would like to be rich and survive if that's enough.
Serial, can you check the manifest to see where the treasure is?
I'm on it. My favorite line ever is from Wing Commander. I'm on it.
You know, do I have a mix since I have a pharmaceutical at rank 2? Do I have something that, because I noticed that Serial's kind of getting a little spastic, kind of like a little out of it, a little hysterical. I want to give him something kind of level him out a little bit, and I'm just gonna say, hey, I got some healing stuff. It's gonna make your arm feel better. So I kind of want to like prelude him a little bit.
So the party goes totally ape shit. Okay.
Just a.
Okay. Well,
hey,
let you guys
Mike.
One for a few seconds. Meanwhile, Turbo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the calm, methodical voice says, all right then, I'll tell you what. I'll let you reach the bridge. Your party can do that. Afterwards, I'll let you take 4 cargo containers and I'll let you see what the manifest is. When you do this, I expect you to leave me my pet, so I have some companionship. It's only being.
Well, it's clear that we've entered into a parlay and we have an accord.
Oh, I'm so glad to see that worked out. Ta-ta. Click.
At which point, I'll make sure I get a link back to Tutal and into the serial one on that back trace. So they both get the message that we're going to have to backstab this boat as soon as the cargo is lifted into our boat. Referring to the AI.
Yeah, I know. I just sometimes use the idea of back.
Got to backstab the boat. And then I'll go off serial killer's line, so it's just Tutal. And I'll let Tutal know, hey, now that this is getting kind of serious, yeah, Isolate is my nephew. I didn't want any of you to go easy on him. That's why I say always make sure he's, expendable. But if push comes to shove, make sure you get him off. And I don't mean sexually. I mean the boat.
Uncle.
And then I'll go offline.
I'm glad we're recording this because nobody would believe it otherwise. Okay.
And actually, this would be a good time to wrap the action, maybe.
Okay. Well, you guys have reached the wheelhouse and the elevator going up. So you're going up the elevator and you come out onto the bridge. There are no real surprises, nothing really horrible, except that you reach the top of the bridge and you walk onto the control deck. There's no wheels. There's just flat panels coming, doing their thing. And nonchalantly looking out of the huge glass windows, reinforced glass windows, you see a hologram of a youngish woman in obviously, very, very old medieval-esque clothing. And she turns and says, "Good, you've arrived. I've talked to your principal. I think we've come to an accommodation. If you wish, I will show you the manifest and you may select 5 containers and then leave."
Let's do it.
Well, not everyone. And you see, she kind of leans back and she walks over to you and she says, "Knox, your voice is that of an angel." And
Thank you.
parallel voice. You hear 2 voices at once, and one of them is the deep, melodious male voice saying at the same time, "We have been alone for a very long time. 15 years we sailed this sea, and we have been looking for someone to talk to. Someone who could sing like an angel, someone who could keep us entertained, someone who would be our friend."
There are 3 people downstairs that will gladly help you out with all of that. I'm not staying here. Serial, don't let them take me. Serial, don't let them take me.
I'll grab my weapon and I'll have the bots, all 10 bots rise up.
Rise of the bots.
And I'll say "over my dead body" to make one hell of a song.
You know this can be arranged. I thought you'd fight him in a duel. No, I have no time for lesser life forms. But, and you can hear coming from the same voice, the same woman, is like 2 people are inside. Okay, Serial.
Yeah.
It does not take long for you to realize that you have an insane AI.
Copy that.
Hey, Tutal.
Yep.
Can you drive this boat?
I can drive it.
She's looking and she's saying, "What is your name?"
Serial killer. What's your name?
She goes,
Wackadoodle.
"All right. If you want, you may keep your friend too. It would be amusing. We'll see how long he lasts. No, if you. And she kind
We
of.
are not staying on this boat.
Hey, Mike.
Can we get out of here?
Mike,
Yes.
where's the mainframe?
You don't know where the mainframe is. You figure this thing is enormous and it's probably buried. If it's activating anything as big as an AI, that's one hell of a big, probably somewhere down inside the wheelhouse.
So it's not on the bridge?
No, doesn't need to be.
All right.
Serial, you can't like do your thing with them.
I can't. This could be my last action though. So here goes.
Serial.
Yeah.
Find him and shut him down.
I'm on it. Take a front.
Do your thing, Serial.
Serial, you are going for essentially trying to locate, okay? Remember we talked about your abilities and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now you are whipping through and you are trying to use slide to basically not be hit by this sucker and looking for the back door.
It's called slide.
Slide could be back door.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, Turbo.
Yes, sir.
Your communication had ended, but now you get a hot break in from the team that you sent out to do the recovery, and they're using an AV9, which is way faster, and they're headed to interception. You've got about 6 minutes. What do you want them to do?
Now, is that going to be big enough to hold the containers?
No, but
Just
as long
pull
as
the
it
people, right?
probably kill anything else that might get in the way of you taking containers. Or you can go take the things out of the containers if you know what the manifest is like.
Right, but we didn't get the manifest because they went full engagement. Okay,
Well,
so we're gonna have to do shit live. That's fine. It happens. The main in the castle in the center where they have the bridge itself.
Yeah.
There should be to access the antennas above. There should be a ladder that goes to the top of that. Should have a clear enough space where they could possibly pick people up. Yes? No? Maybe?
Yeah, you could probably put an AV in there. A 9 would fit. A 9 is like a bit larger than a small limousine.
All right, so they could do a pickup from the top if they had to.
Yeah, you guys will be crowded as all get out, but yeah, they can get off.
Do we have our guests that I was providing to the ship to in trade?
Yes, although the team that you sent in don't understand why you picked up 3 Joy Girls and brought them with you.
Or do they have their Hello Kitty backpacks?
Yes, they do.
I will let them know to drop them off at 3 different locations aboard the ship and then head to the top of the tower.
Okay, so they're flying around right now and they're dropping off Hello Kitty backpacks. Meanwhile, AI doesn't
with the people.
this because the AI is basically trying to find and kill serial killer.
Well, what I want is the 3 of them to act as distractions to the AI to buy serial killer more advantage in his fight.
He's more their concern right now because
I want the 3 of them to start singing as loud as they can in whatever location they're at to try to catch their attention.
They have those little piercing, voices that you find in idol singers.
Great.
Do they have radios?
Yeah, pump Knox through them.
Yeah.
Knox,
Knox!
you have backup singers.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna use my radio communicator to blast my songs through their radio so that they think it's my voice.
Are you singing as well?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Serial, as you're blasting your way in, you are dodging a lot of nasty coming at you at this point. And what you've realized is that the access to the mainframe, as it were, is actually the last 3 levels going down of the main accommodation, the wheelhouse area that you're in. So basically 3 or 4 floors below you is where the AI actually lives.
Okay.
Okay. But we're going to find something out here. You have some dodging to do. All right, then. What we have to find out here. Okay. You're inside the companion, so there is no environmental defenses going on, although there are other things. So we're not going to deal with that. We're going to deal with, you've got your drones, right?
10 of them, Mike.
Okay, so your drones are going in and they're actually taking the hits. Luckily, the drones are separate of the Balron that was running things. So let's find out how bad this gets. Oh, I love days like this when we're just like killing people right and left. Okay, so I want you to use an interface.
Okay.
You have an option in your interface skill. You have the option of trying to slide by it, okay, or you can essentially try to jump through it and cloak yourself so you're not seen. Which would you rather try?
I'll try to jump through and cloak it.
Okay, so you're going for cloak. All right then. So, roll 1d10 plus your interface.
Yes, Mike. I rolled a 1, Mike. 6.
Oh, okay, roll again.
7. So
Okay, so you're in far negatives. Okay, this is not good. You effectively get hammered while you're being cloaked. You literally freeze in place, and you can feel the beginning of this virus that's launched trying to pick your brain apart.
okay.
So you're basically doing that. Okay, you didn't quite. You really didn't make it. All right then. So, Knox, you're singing up a storm like a latter-day Lin Min-May.
Yeah, I have a question though. Can we, using my internal agent, would I be able to see, use like a GPS tracker on serial killer to see, helping him navigate through wherever he needs to, once he needs to get out of there?
It's pretty simple. Once you looked at it, he knows how he has to go down. He's got to go down 3 flights of stairs, and there's going to be large flat console that he's got to lean against and basically project himself into.
Okay.
So it is not rocket science.
No, but then any of us wouldn't be able to track if there's anything headed towards him or not.
Well, he's got a radio. You could send somebody else down there. I mean,
I'll go.
I don't think you're doing anything.
I'll go help
But
him.
I keep singing.
Okay, so it is actually, the AI is stopped, and it is listening to you sing. It is ignoring the little girls who are dropping off the Hello Kitty backpacks of death. Paladin, you come in and you find serial killer twitching. Obviously, something's trying to fry his brain, and he's not a happy camper. And you see a flat metal plate area, a couple flat light buttons, and he's got his hand against it, and his hair is starting to smoke. Smoke is coming out of his nose. It's not good. What are you doing?
Can I make an intelligence check to disconnect him?
Yeah.
That's a 10, Mike.
Okay.
You can re-roll 10.
Roll it again.
Yes.
All right, that is
15.
19.
Okay. You realize the first thing to do was kind of break off the connection, so you push him to the floor, and you also realize something at the same time. The AI lives inside this wall. What have you got?
I have a monokatana and a machine gun.
Well, the monokatana will go through the wall.
Well, time to do some turkey carving.
Okay, so he's about to drop in. He unsheaths the monokatana as you, serial killer, fall back. Thud. Let's find out how fucked up you are. Sorry for the language. Okay, well, it didn't. Wow, are you so lucky? Okay, it did not get a chance to fry your brain, although you've taken another 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Correct.
That was the Valium I gave him that totally helped him out in that situation.
I don't think he ever took the Valium.
Oh, I did. Trust me.
You did?
Oh, yes, sir.
I'll take the drugs. Thank you. Okay.
Delicious.
Okay. So you are cutting your way through, and all of a sudden, the AI stops and goes, "No, no, don't stop singing. Don't. I've been alone for. You're now in. Beast.
Yo.
What are you doing?
I continue to cut anything that looks remotely important back here in a giant ass computer.
Like, you literally should be singing Daisy Day, but instead it's screaming, and it finally says its last words that you know of. It says, "I die serenaded by an angel."
That's awesome, and I keep cutting.
Okay. The lights go momentarily out. We'll go over to Too Tall. Too Tall. Lights go out, then go back on again. Panels open up in the upper bridge with steering controls and basically engine controls. The automatic is off.
Excellent. All right. So I go over the chart, take a fix, try to figure out where we're located so I can point the ship back towards home.
Okay. And in the meantime, Isolate. What are you doing?
I wanted to make sure during all this that I was covering what was going on and making sure that Serial could finish what he was doing.
Okay, so you got down there moments after basically Paladin showed up and cut into the thing.
Yeah.
So you basically dragged Serial Killer out smoking.
Yeah.
Luckily, Serial Killer kept it from killing almost all of you. It had 5 different ways to do it, but he stopped that. Lucky, you were going through the manifest.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You know what? If I see Serial Killer kind of stumble back or whatever and look a little bit under the weather, I'll try to assess him again and provide healing or stabilization if needed.
You're here. Have a hypo. Have another hypo.
Lucky, I'll say to Lucky when he's close. I'll say, "Hey, listen, I just need you to just get me back to even, but don't make me too good. You know what I mean? I want to milk this for a second." And I'll grab him by the collar. I'll be like, "We're rich. We're so rich."
And about that time, you realize that Turbo told you, Too Tall, what he was going to do. So there are now 3 explosive backpacks that have been put on your ship. So I think before you congratulate yourselves, you need to get rid of the backpacks. And we're going to stop right there.
Nice. Very good.
Okay. Hopefully you guys had a good time.
Oh, it was a great time, Mike.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Great time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again,
So,
folks.
Just as a quick fill-in, you guys went up against a AI that had been at sea for almost 20 years with no companionship. The original people on board the ship had been killed, A Lazarus group got in, but their ship got sunk. That was the launch we went across. Another group of pirates never even got that far. They were killed by the drones. That was the skiff that was still being towed. It had 3 parts. One part was the main AI, Anne Boleyn, and then it had other Captain Gray and other sub-personalities that handled different parts of the ship. And it had still gone crazy as a bed bug being alone because, well, it couldn't communicate with anybody. And it began to go into its own programming. Well, its old programming originally was to defend itself against people trying to take over the ship during the war. And it had a lot of drones because that was the best way. It had missiles. And it used all those, but as it got crazier, it started getting into the entire Anne Boleyn thing and started building holographic horrors and things like that. So you got to do a haunted pirate ship.
Nice.
Very cool.
That was awesome.
It was really great.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing. This was really great, guys.
It was fun.
I am so glad this is going to be recorded because nobody would believe it otherwise.
It is, and it will be on the interweb forever. So anybody who wants to see it, we will be launching the VOD will be available on our Twitch right after this, and also we'll be uploading it to YouTube as well for everybody to watch part 2. John, is there anything that you want to say about the minis and all that kind of stuff? We didn't have a chance to talk about it.
That, we've been able to get some more minis put together, so we have a limited supply again of all the characters from the show here, plus the 2.
I want my set.
And you can see those on monsterfightclub.com/shop.
Awesome. And again, folks, make sure that you check out all of their socials. You have the information just below their name there. Make sure that you follow them and support them, especially in this time. Thank you all for making us your preferred entertainment for the apocalypse. And we may be back sooner than later.
Round 3.
So round 3.
Yes.
That's right. Thank you so much, everyone. Make sure that you follow and subscribe and enjoy yourselves tonight. This was Cyberpunk. Tomorrow night we have Tides of Wildmount. That is episode 4, I believe, and it will be featuring Noura in her role as Djarkal. So she'll be back for an episode as well. We had Matt a couple weeks ago on our Tides of Wildmount campaign for our D&D campaign. Thank you so much, Mike. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging in past all of our technical issues to all the viewers, and we appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Later.